Welcome back to the Roots of Ambition. Today we got another special one, folks. Pay attention. Today's conversation is about the road, the discipline, the pressure, and the moments that shape you long before anyone sees the results. We're sitting down with Mr. Rob Gutierrez, a professional boxer on the rise, to talk about the journey behind the fights, the ups, the setbacks, the mindset, and the lessons learned along the way. This isn't a formal interview. It's just a real conversation. Appreciate you being on here, brother. Welcome to the podcast, baby.
Welcome to the podcast,
man.
man.
Sure, brother.
Let's go, man. We started off right off the jump, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, before we even go, I want to touch on something really quick. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my wife, right? The Danny you see here is because I had a great person besides me. You walked in with a beautiful wife who smiles when she looks at you, bro. How important is it to have a good person by your side while you're doing life? Just running into life problems, everything, bro.
Yeah, I mean, doing life with her makes it so much easier. It's as a man, we think we could do everything, like for ourselves, but she kind of like keeps me grounded and lets me see the things I'm missing,
Absolutely.
So like my wife, for instance, like she
watches your six, bro. She's your sniper.
She's my best friend, she's the warden at times. She's everything,
Absolutely.
So, and she's really lovable, but also like real with me too, So like it's easy to have someone just, tell you what you want to hear,
Yeah. You don't want a yes man next to you.
Yeah. So she tells me the things that like I don't want to hear at times, And with that, I just feel like, you feel so much more powerful. That support really you feel like you can do it all.
That's right.
100%.
That's what happens when you have a good person by your side, gentlemen.
And why it's important to make sure you make that choice correctly.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
Man, that was beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Watching you guys walk in, the chemistry, the smiles, the energy. Right? I'm really big on energy, bro. And when I'm around other powerful couples, right, I feel it, right? That's why I had to ask you that question, because a lot of young kids, bro, they, a lot of us make mistakes and we choose the wrong person, right? Out of convenience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to see people who got it right or is doing it right, we're not perfect. You know what I mean? We're learning as we go. We drop the ball, but at the end of the day, I'm going to kiss you before we go to sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
No, for real.
So it's a beautiful thing, bro. So, hey, let's get into it, man. Who are you, bro? Where did you come from? Where are you from? Let the people know who you are, bro. Let's go.
Well, I'm Rob Gutierrez, aka the real Banditos.
Yeah.
On Instagram, my boxing name. I'm a 3-0 professional boxer out of San Jose, but like I like to say like the whole Bay Area, I grew up in San Jose, California, which to me, I'm proud of it. I love my city. A lot of people don't know it's actually like the capital of California at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where I'm from is the east side, to be exact. Pretty much like, it's a multicultural city, like a lot of the cities in the Bay Area,
Right.
And I grew up with at my grandparents' house though.
Okay.
With my mom, my twin brother, and my grandma and grandpa.
So single mom.
Yeah. So my mom, she played both roles. My dad, he was in prison. I thought he was like probably in the army. Or my family, they gonna say like I think
he's in college or something.
For anyone locked up, like my family members, my mom or grandpa, they would always say they're in the army or they're in Texas, because a lot of my family's from Texas. I'm like, okay, cool. So we just don't ask about them. They're out of the equation. But they I had a happy childhood. I can't even complain about that. Like there's a lot of love in the house. Outside of like my dad not being there, like my grandpa, he God rest his soul, but he was my father, he filled in that role,
beautiful
Vietnam vet, really militant dude.
On. Okay.
Chicano, he just like ultimately like, the role model I wanted,
What was his name?
Gilbert Urengo.
Gilbert.
Gilbert Urango, yeah. So like, and it's crazy because like I said, my family's really from Texas. So like my grandma, my mom, they all came here like in the 70s. And
okay.
my blood grandpa, he was a talented musician. But they actually came here, and I never really met him like that. But he played my grandma, like, you know, he had a whole nother family and stuff.
Oh man.
So before I was born, though, my grandma met my grandpa, and you know they got married and all that. So he's not my blood grandpa, but he raised me. You know what I mean? And
That's your grandpa.
Yeah, that's why
That's your grandpa.
I'm big on like that. What's that saying? Like blood. How do you say it?
Blood is thicker than water? Or?
Yeah, like blood doesn't make you blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family, you know?
Oh.
So like that's why I really don't like.
Wait,
like
say that again for the people in the back.
Yeah.
Blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family.
Absolutely.
And my grandpa, like, fuck, he loved me. Like he'll give his life for me, you know?
Wow, bro.
But yeah, so like I said, real militant dude. I have a twin brother also, so like.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, like identical twin. And,
really?
Yeah.
Does he also box?
Yeah, he boxes.
Oh.
No
Yeah,
way.
Yeah, Blanca's funny. He's a phenomenal dude. But we grew up, my mom dressing us like dead on alike, you know. We're like that twin thing, like we both had like the Michael Jackson leather jacket. She wanted us in, you know, exactly alike.
Yeah.
And you know, we loved it, but we're like when we didn't have it. I have like a lot of siblings.
Yeah.
Like my dad. He's a biker, you know. We have like
he was a Rolling Stone?
13 other siblings. You know?
Wow.
Yeah, I love all my brothers and sisters too.
Right on.
But my twin brother, like I grew up with just him, so I didn't have no older brother, older sister at that time. You know, I didn't know. So me and him were just like battling all day, competing. You know, so
I was gonna say, bro.
Yeah, it was, like you know, we fought all
the time.
But it's funny because like believe it or not, like so he's 1 minute older than me.
Oh shit!
Yeah, but I was supposed to be born first, and then I guess like in the womb he like crawled over me, and we were like suffocating.
Oh no!
And they had to do emergency C-section. So then he came out first, right?
Oh shit!
And yeah, so it's like my mom laughs like, "Damn, you guys are like the rivalry started already."
Yeah,
you guys
from the womb.
it was like who's gonna breathe first?
Yeah,
you know? Yeah. So we've been since the womb. Actually, it's funny not to go off topic. But my last fight, I met Kenny Bayless.
Okay.
He's that referee.
Yeah. He was at the fight, right?
Yeah, famous referee. And we talked real cool, and believe it, he's a twin too. So like, once I said I was a twin, he's like, really? And we had like a 20-minute talk.
Yeah.
But he's same thing, younger twin. Something about the younger. It's always the twin younger. We like connect. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's a different life, bro.
Yeah.
Different
So like he
lifestyle.
was younger, but I think 19 minutes. Yeah, but we hit it off tough. But yeah, so like, but anyways, back to like growing up. My twin, we were super competitive. My grandpa, like he was, like I said, like really militant dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if he really like he loved Bruce Lee and shit. Like, but I don't know if he really like did martial arts.
Right.
But I believe he did, you know, at one point in his life.
Yeah.
I believe he did karate and stuff, but he was in the army, but he loved Bruce Lee, and we had like weights in the garage.
Okay.
So like that's where we like I'm talking about like 4 or 5 years old, he's having us like work out with him and stuff. We're late, we would have dinner, like, I don't know if people still do it, but I stopped doing it. But like we would have dinner at a certain time.
Yeah.
We had to be there, you know what I mean? He was like,
he was very
super, like you can't cuss. Or, you know, like you're doing 30 push-ups, you know what I mean? Like he was like that. So by the time we started, like my brother was playing football first, like doing push-ups, like he came home and he was like, damn, like no one knows how to do push-ups. You know what I mean? Like he's already, and by the time we got like, I guess 12, 13, like we had big ass chests already. Yeah. And we told my grandpa, it's you.
That's you.
all those damn push-ups. But yeah, I want to say, I thought I had the perfect family, you know what I mean? And I only say that because like I didn't know a lot, you feel me? And like my mom actually, she worked at Home Depot, and my grandma and grandpa, they were VTA bus drivers. That's how they met. So they retired from that. But I just, you know, I had like the perfect family, but like growing up, I started seeing like, you know, everyone has like their dad and stuff, you know, all these little things. You start comparing and despairing type thing, and I kind of like, that's when I was like Like, man, I want like, you start wanting shit that,
Yeah.
But we had, outside of that, we had a lot, there's a lot of love. I just feel like,
You were still missing something.
yeah, like I was still missing something. My grandma and grandpa, like I said, they did everything, but
Yeah.
they're in love. They're having to take, we all take trips, but they're like, they have their own thing going on too. So at the same time, like I think I have like little images. Like my dad, he got arrested, I think when I was like 3, and then he did like 10 years at that point.
Oh, wow.
But I have images of him coming to the house and like in his motorcycle. I think we're like playing like shadow boxing and stuff, and also going to prison visit. It was
To go
weird.
visit
He
him?
was in Folsom, yeah. And it's like little blurs, but I just remember like that shit was hella loud and hella kids everywhere.
Oh, really?
I think they put me in like the little play area.
Yeah.
Starts pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, I'm like, damn. Yeah, my mom.
Only kid in there doing push-ups, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom has the pictures and stuff, but yeah, it was like, man. Yeah, but yeah, like the growing up was
Good, bro.
was
You have
good.
a relationship with your dad now?
Yeah, now we do. For sure. That's my guy.
Oh, okay.
Crazy shit happened.
You were able to forgive him for...
Hell no, yeah.
No, seriously,
Yeah, no,
because
yeah.
I didn't have a dad either,
Yeah.
bro. I recently just met my dad too. So it was really hard for like, mentally for me, it was hard to forgive him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, I had a
yeah.
kid when I was 15, my son.
Oh, okay.
So to me, the one thing for me was like, I'm never going to leave you, bro. I don't ever want you to feel what I went through. Or I'm going to be your protector.
Break that cycle, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like for me, when my dad came around, that's, what are you doing here, bro? It's too late now, you know what I mean? You know, I got my own kids, my own family, my own life, you know. But I'm
That's
glad
a
that
tough
you're
one,
able.
though,
It's hard, yeah.
I think like for me, I was super like numb to it, I guess.
Right.
Like I guess like I knew it was fucked up that he wasn't there, but I was kind of like I was accepting it for what it was. And then later on in life, I think like maybe like 8 years ago, not 8 years ago, I was locked up, but I was like, man, like I really don't give a fuck about him, but I forgave him, but maybe I really didn't forgive him because I don't give a fuck about him.
Right.
I'm just cool with him. You feel me? So like, finally, that's when I was like, damn. Then I started doing a little more, just thinking about shit, working on shit.
Internal work.
Yeah, internal work, and I started seeing like he just, he did the best he could. He loved me how he could. He didn't have a dad. So I started seeing it, and he loved me in his own way, So then it kind of opened my heart up to him a lot more. And when I came home, I finally, I for sure, like, I appreciated however he did show up, it was cool.
Yeah.
I think that's the important part, and we've said this before, but the way I approach like my parents is the way, if I'm ever gonna judge them, you can only judge them based on the tools they had available at that time.
Yeah.
And if they did the best they could with that, what else can you ask for them? Like, you know, like same thing. I grew up with a single mom, and my mom was like, now thinking back, some of the things that happened, she was like in her early 20s. It's like she was a kid. So how could I judge her if she did? Now thinking back, when I see it from that perspective, looking at backwards, is like, dude, she did an amazing job. Like, like, because she was 22, like trying to feed 3 kids. So I think that's really the only way to really look at stuff that way, because otherwise you don't move forward.
Yeah, you need it like when you understand, you know what I mean?
And the reason why I like to look at that way is because it also doesn't give them a free pass, because there will be situations where they could have done better.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean like to hold it against them, but I think it's important as you're doing the work to just address that. Like, it's just a fact.
Yeah.
It's in the past, we moved past it, but the reality is that this situation you could have done better.
Yeah.
That's it. You're just moving forward and understanding how that worked, because like you said, once you start looking back, it's like, well, I thought I had a perfect life.
Yeah.
And then I start looking, it's like, oh, what about this? What about this? It's an interesting.
I like that, because like you're not blaming them, you're just kind of stating the facts.
They're just facts, because
you got to get this shit off your chest.
At least for me, lately that I've been doing internal work, is like, I just want to, I don't need to hold anything against you. But I do want you to acknowledge that situation happened, and that's it. Let's move on. Like, okay, It's just there's for at least for me there's something to it about like okay we agree that at least this is where we are at.
Or you got to hear my point of view. Yeah.
Because you can't change it, right? It's not like you can't go back. Nothing they say to you or do moving forward is gonna change the past. I mean, you might have a better relationship now.
Yeah.
But the past is never gonna go away. That's always gonna stay with us.
I think like just speaking your truth and then like however if they like it or not, you know. But you could tell like if they feel it, you know, if they really like damn my
well like for me specifically like you know I have two very relationships, one very good relationship with my mom and not so good with my dad, and the big differences are exactly that is that my mom, I can have a conversation and she has no problems admitting her mistakes at the time or whatever you want to call them. Or my dad is just he refuses. He's just like I was perfect and everything was like okay that I can't. I'm not a kid no more, so we either have an adult conversation or we don't. So that's really
I feel you on that.
So man, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a football player. I wanted to be a baseball player, bro. When you were a kid, did you think about or dream about being a boxer, or did your life take a whole different route?
Nah.
What did you want to do when you were a kid?
Yeah, so like as we're talking about like my dad, like growing up like at family parties, like just a little kid. Before I started playing sports, the only thing I would hear from like family members are like your dad's like a hell of a fighter, right?
Oh, okay.
So it's in your blood.
Yeah, so they were like your dad's like you know, I would just hear like different stories. My mom, you know, family, friends, you know, like damn, that's Lefty's son. You know, can he punch like him? You know, could he kick like him? Like my dad. So I came to find out, like my mom was just like, oh yeah, he was a kickboxer. He could fight, you know. But she wouldn't, you know, she would talk highly about him, but not like overly talk about him. You know, when we got all intrigued, she would kind of like sway the conversation, you know, because my grandpa was there, you know, but that kind of like stuck with me. I'm like, damn, like my mindset was kind of like, that's all I know about my dad. He's a fighter. Like that's like that seed got planted. Like I want to be a fighter now. You know, like I can fight. You know, and it's funny. I was actually like so where I live on the east side of San Jose. My neighbor had a boxing gym.
Oh.
Yeah, my neighbor was a boxing coach. And, in his garage.
Oh,
so
bro,
like,
so you were
So it was like, but he probably moved when I was like 5. Maybe it got to like I was 7.5, 8. It was like the summer, and I'm like trying to take a nap, and like the living room is kind of like close to his garage. Yeah. And I'm just hearing like the bag, the everything, the speed bag,
snapping everything.
Yeah, the timer. I'm hearing it all, and I'm just like, fuck, I couldn't even sleep. So that's when I first went over to the gym, and I was just like looking outside. And it just looked sick. Like, honestly, I only watch like WWE. Yeah. My grandpa would watch a lot of boxing. Like, I was a fan, you know, first off, I was a fan. Like, I really loved watching boxing. But seeing it up close and personal, I was like, man, that shit looks dope. Like, I want to go punch, you know? Yeah. I thought I could, like, I really believed I could fight at that point. And my grandpa, he would, like, teach us little things, like, basics, like jab, right hand, and stuff. But when I was looking at them, like, train, I was like, man, like, they're really, like, I got to watch them spar, I remember, and I was like, I want to do this. And the owner of the gym, my neighbor, the owner of the gym, the owner of the house, he looked at me, he's like, Rob, you want to fight? And I'm like, yeah, I want to fight. He's like, throw a jab. And I got through it, like, whatever jab. And then he was like, I could work with that, you know, and he's like, he gave me a paper. Like, they usually, you know, they really give you a paper, you have to go sign it. Yeah. So my mom went to go sign it. And he was actually, like, tied in with Pal Boxing, but he just did his own outside thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so from that moment, I started training. And I just remember, like, it felt natural, bro, like, honestly. Yeah, like, I had played a lot of other sports.
I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah, like, it felt natural, like, I picked it up real quick, and when you're that age, it's like you're like a sponge, you know what I mean? So like, I just remember like we're doing like a lot of step drills, a lot of like repetitive stuff, you know what I mean? And then my brother was actually playing football like at 8, and I didn't want to play football, so I just happened to start boxing, and then finally he came along. Yeah. And so that's when we're like 8, 9, sparring each other, trying to kill each other. Yeah. And
bro.
But Reyes. Shout out my coach Reyes. He's still alive too.
That
I
guy,
gotta
your
pull
neighbor?
up on Reyes, yeah.
Oh, right on.
He's a Vietnam vet too as well.
That's cool.
But he so he would tell me like, you know, like you got power, speed, both of you guys, but he would tell me like you're a thinker, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he would tell me like that's like, you gotta remember that you got that difference. You could think, you know,
Yeah.
he's seen something. And it's crazy because like I was just a regular kid. I had a lot of fights. I mean, I feel like my wife says I'm like likable, but when I was younger, I would get into a lot of fights.
Yeah.
And it's fucked up, but I mean, I'm not ashamed. I don't know Spanish like that.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
My family, they're from Texas, and we're pretty much like Americanized in a way. Like they
You're
beat,
no sabo kid.
yeah, they'll beat my she said I'm a coconut. Yeah. So like it's fucked up, but like if they spoke it, they would beat you. You know. So my grandma, my mom knows it. Everyone knows it, but they just didn't like speak it. And like I was in a bilingual class, and like I was like in second grade.
Oh,
I
really?
don't know Spanish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like nonstop fights. You know, I'm beating kids up. They're jumping me.
Then were they jumping you because you didn't speak the language or because you were different?
I think I just didn't speak.
I had that
it.
same problem, bro. Yeah.
And like no hate to it at all. Like I just didn't speak it.
Yeah.
And it's funny, not to get off topic with the boxing, but
you're
sports playing, like I was actually athletic, so soccer. Being good at sports finally made me friends and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and that's when I
Opened the
noticed. That was
door.
like the common language, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, all the kids that were fighting me were at my house, were playing games, you know?
Yeah.
My mom's like, wait, weren't you guys just in the principal office? You know?
Turns out he's a cool kid, mama.
Yeah, but if they're playing something and they want to win and you're a good player,
Yeah,
they're
so
gonna
They want to
pick
be
you no
on your
matter
team, bro.
We got cool, bro. And
That's
but yeah,
funny.
like the boxing really, for sure. I want to say when I first like realized it was like special. There's this bully at my school, and like, like I was always like a kid. Like I wanted to like stand up for people and stuff. Like a lot of my friends, they
Let's
were
go, baby.
like that shit was been with me forever.
Yeah.
Like I'll turn a bully out real quick. He'll be my friend after, but we're gonna fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
teach you a
Yeah.
lesson, big dog.
Yeah, and but eventually, one like just kept fucking with me. Like I was riding my bike home, he tried to like pull me off my bike.
Oh.
And I was like, I was around like 8, 9, and when I got off, and I think he tried to slap me, but I let off like every combination that I could, and like it's just weird like that. Like it was
I could see it, bro.
it was like probably 25 punches, bro. It was probably like the
damn.
longest combo, and I just.
You did that Street Fighter, like
Everything like landed. I remember just after looking at him and he's on the ground bloody, he took his tooth out. And I remember I'm just looking at my hands like, what the fuck? And I just ran home.
Yeah.
And I told
you scared yourself.
Yeah, I told my grandma, and then she knew the boy's family, so she was like, we gotta go apologize to him, you know? So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she just felt
She's
bad.
old school.
So we went to his house, and he was cool. I'm not gonna say his name.
But you know
who you are.
That's my dog. No, we cool to this day. But yeah. So like, but yeah, like boxing, it just like we were, you know, people knew us, but I had only one fight. I won. I stopped a lot of kids in like the sparring. We had like big little sparring matches and stuff, but it just didn't get to like blossom.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I just wanted to stop. I wanted to play other sports. I wanted to play football. I wanted to run track.
what
A lot
age?
of my friends, it's like 9, 10.
Okay.
I think I stopped around 10 and only had that one fight, but I was training a lot. And my coach, I think he was like moving like back and forth. So it just wasn't like going like I thought.
It wasn't consistent.
Yeah,
for
and
you.
I was just like, I wanted to stop. And my grandpa was like, yeah, you like long as, you know, you could always go back to it. So that was always in my head too, like, oh, I always go back to it, you know, but it just time forward, and I played football. That was like, you know, I played soccer. I loved it. But then football was like that's where like my brotherhood, like all my brothers I grew up with playing football, like they're still going to my fights. I love them to death.
Right on, bro.
You know, like, but it really got me like, I want to be this like superstar athlete.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like built like the work ethic. Shout out Coach Green, like one of my coaches from East Palta, like he really installed that dog in me. Like at a young age, he has two twin sons as well, Kamal and Kashan, and like we were both like twins. We're all on the same team.
Yeah.
And we're all like, we won championships and stuff. One of my good friends, he ran track though, Johnny Beard, and he was fast. And like, I feel like I could be fast, but I just feel like I couldn't, like I needed to work on it. You feel me? That's my mind was able to understand, like if I work at this,
I can get better.
I could get, you know, so my mom, you gotta put me in track, you know what I mean? So we like did like a summer thing and I got faster. And then like I kind of just did the summer thing. Then I won like a meet. And then we just went back to football. But from that moment, I would like training. I took training like a lot serious. Started running more sprints.
What position?
Running back.
I was gonna say running back. All right.
And it went good. I hurt my calf hella bad, but I think we won like the first playoff game and that was it. But I remember that was my passion.
Did you play youth football?
Yeah.
For who?
Coyote Creek.
Oh, Coyote Creek.
Yeah.
Was that Powell or
no Pop Warner? I
Pop
played,
Warner.
but with before I played with Powell, East Hills Wolfpack.
East Hills. I used to coach the Berryessa Cougars.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
32. Yeah. Oh no, you were probably right
32.
before I started coaching.
Okay, you guys are like 30 years apart, right?
It's just right here, bro. You be getting on me, bro. I'm 44, homie, but I feel like I'm 24.
You're young.
You know what I'm saying? Energy, baby.
Hey, let me ask you this, because you bring up your grandpa a lot. What is the best advice your grandfather's ever given you?
Best advice, I would say he would always just tell me get out of my head and listen to your heart, you know? So
That's
like,
a great advice.
And he told me that, and
Did you hear that?
Roll with the punches. Roll with the punches. That's like, before I was even boxing, he'd always say, roll with the punches. And it's funny, like, you don't understand shit till like later on. You might not be ready for that advice till like later on.
But it's funny how one day it's like, that's what he meant.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. But he would like just get out of your head. I got arrested when I was like, so like 13, 12, 13, the shit started like popping off.
You started hanging around with the wrong crowd, or were you just curious?
No, I was just I was like understanding like if I fight and like do shit, I get like a lot of attention. I think I was like a little knucklehead. You know, everyone wants attention, but I just was getting it wanting it in the wrong way.
Yeah. So the first time you were arrested was over a fight?
No, it was actually it's fucked up, but it was I went to school. My grandpa, he had like a knife collection at the time. Oh. But I took he had like a machete and like I took it in my backpack. I took it to school and then like.
You're showing it off to your homies.
Showing it off and like they try to say like I was chasing a kid with a knife.
Yeah.
They dropped that, but it just got to like brandishing like a weapon.
Right.
So they expelled me though, like it was serious. And I went to a continuation school after that. But that's when I was like, I had to be on like the ankle monitor. Yeah. And they put you in the system quick, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, quick.
Especially if you brown skin, homie.
Yeah. So, like, I was like, I was in the system, I had a probation officer. I remember, like, those they made you go to these classes, and it's just around people, like, damn, like, you grew up with as, like, you're 13, but, like, there's people, like, damn, knew him, like, in first grade.
Yeah.
He's doing some badass shit, you know? Like, people would just change like that. And, that was my first, time being arrested. My grandpa, you know, I had an intuition though around that time at 13. Like I seen like if I had fun. I'm in 7th grade. We're fighting. I think I was a part of like a little high, like a middle school gang, you know, just like some little shit. We were just fighting, having fun, trying to get girls' numbers at the mall. And just little shit, but eventually I seen like this ain't gonna get me nowhere, for sure.
Oh, so you
I was
felt
kind of
that
turned
early.
off by it. Yeah, I was turned off by it. I was really not feeling it. I think around that same time I met my dad, and that was
13. You said, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I was like 12, 13, and I met my dad, and it was crazy. Like I remember my boy was there, my boy Tonyo. And we always have him, he's like part of the family, but he was at the house. He's like, damn, he has a big head like you. I'm like, motherfucker. but no, yeah, like my pops is a big dude.
Yeah.
Like 6'1". Well, he's shrinking now, like 6 feet, 5'11".
He's shrinking?
Yeah, he's shrinking. But he is a big dude, you know? And I met him. We got cool, but it was just like it was like fun, you know, fun, cool. Like we would just do like a lot of fun shit. And he got back with my mom, and they lived like downtown, like no 9th Street. So we would be over there, like 9th and Keys, like West Side San Jose. So we'd be over there, and I got to meet my siblings finally. We met when we were really young, but we got to like finally get cool again. Like my brother Angelo, my sister Precious, little sister Paradise, my older brother Jake, he was like locked up. But just like the one theme though I did notice was like my dad like loved fighting. Like he really loved this shit.
So it was
like he was like,
bro.
look, and he was my older brother, like beating someone up. Like that was it. It was like that's how you got your like recognition, even in that side of the family. And my dad couldn't play sports for shit though. Like I remember I'm playing football and I'm like, Pops, let's play catch. He couldn't even throw a football.
No way.
Yeah, he all he knows is like
he can throw a jab though.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad, all he knows how to do is like fight and ride motorcycles.
Yeah.
He's part of a big motorcycle club, Soul Brothers.
Oh, okay, I've heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah, so like that, you know, that was his life, but it just, you know, like at that moment, I just kind of feeling him out. Happy he's in my life, you know. You're just more excited at that point to have a dad.
Reconnecting.
Yeah, and my grandpa's hella, you know, they had a great bond as well. But I remember we had a football tournament in Las Vegas, and it was dope, and he wanted to go. I think they had a club meeting over there too, so he wanted to go to Vegas. And then, like, I remember at the game, we won the tournament, but I remember at the game, I was happy as fuck for him to be there. Like, my dad's here. He hasn't watched none of my games. And then at halftime, I seen he had left. I remember it was just like, damn, I didn't see him after that at all. You know what I mean? So I just, like, shit like that sticks. And when you're that young, it just,
How did that make you feel at that time?
Yeah, it just feel like, it's like, like that. Like, it just burns. Like, it just, like, you've been waiting for this, you know, for so long. And it's just, all these kids got their dad, you know, dad's the coach, dad's with them, and it just sucks.
That's how powerful, I mean, both parents, you know, but having a dad there is important, man.
Yeah.
And showing up, you know, it's like every time, you know, because our kids have busy lives and they're like, have all these competitions and events and stuff, and we try to make all of them, but sometimes you don't, and it's crazy. Every time I like, oh, I'm not going to make it, I have a meeting, and then I end up making it. And then you see their face, it's like, okay, I did the right thing. I did the right thing by showing up. It's like, it matters. It matters when they see you in the crowd.
Even if they don't say nothing, they feel it, yeah. So like, my pops, we were tight. But at that point, like, I came to the realization, like, he gonna love me however he loves me. And like, he's like a phone call away all the time. Like, you know, if I, one time, I think, I got jumped. I got jumped in the east side, and, you know, I called him. Like, I didn't know who to call him. Like, Pops, like, I got jumped, and he was, like, hella mad. He just drove over to me. He was with one of my cousins. He's like, who did it? Where are they at? You know, so we went to their neighborhood, and we found him, you know, and it was just, like, you know, I'm not proud of it, but it was just like, at that point, you're like, you feel good. Like, all right, I don't got you every day.
He's got my back.
You got my back. That's good. He's like, he left after that. Don't give my mom your number. Just took off. I didn't see him again for, you know, the next time I needed him. But it was just like, I came to the realization, like, all right, I'm cool with this. Like, I'm down with that. And, but at the same time, just like not having him. And then, like, just wanting that role model. Yeah. You don't got it, you know what I mean?
So how does that influence how you are a father to your daughter? Your experiences with your own father?
Yeah. I say a lot. When I first found out my wife was pregnant, she took me to get pizza. Well, I forgot the restaurant, but it was in Campbell. And she had got like I was just fresh out, you know. Believe it or not, like I didn't want kids. And she had like a Louis Vuitton, like a Louis Vuitton box. So I'm like, oh damn, you got me something? And I open it and it's a pregnancy test. and it says and I was like, what you But I was shocked because I knew like at that moment, like so much was gonna change. You know what I mean? And
You felt it?
yeah, like in that moment, I was like I had to like,
There's no
and she was
backpedaling.
like, "Dang, you're like, why are you freezing?" Like, you know?
Yeah. You were shocked.
Yeah, I was shocked, but not in like a oh fuck. Like I was, and I knew like my whole life changed. You know, so like obviously like having my daughter, it was a blessing. I feel like my first year home, I was out like 10 months, and like my grandpa, he passed away like a year when I was a year, probably a year, almost a year out, 10 months out. But I got to be there for him and all that, be there with him, like build a relationship with him again, just spend time with him I needed. But my daughter was born 3 weeks after 3 weeks before he passed away.
Oh,
so I remember
he was able to.
Yeah, he met her and everything. I remember he got to hold her identical to how he held me. Like, you know, just like, you know, I was super happy with that. But I did notice like after he passed away, I remember I just felt like shit. Like, you know, like everything just hurt, you know, like I didn't know. But I remember holding her, I just felt like protected, like energy, like strong. Like I couldn't explain it. I just remember like I'd give her to my wife. I would just be like, fuck, let me see her back. And I was like, I felt good. Like, it was just
girl dad, baby. Girl
she replaced something, you know what I mean? So like for sure, it just makes me, especially like what happened with me, you know, I love my dad, but you know, it just makes me want to be more present, you know what I mean? For sure. And like the little things, like I could be coming home from the gym late, gone all day, and I wanted, you know, I get home and she's like, bath time, or like, you wants to like play with me? Like I gotta like play with her, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, it's like just duties.
You gotta put in fifth gear, bro. You know?
Yeah, there's no excuses, bro. Like I gotta really like, you know, do my best, because, you know, I want her to, you know, be better than what I was. You know what I mean? So that kind of thing.
So let's rewind real quick, bro. You say you spent some time in jail. How long did you spend? And if you don't have to talk about it, what did you get locked up for?
Yeah. So around like.
And how old were you?
Yeah. So I first got arrested when I was like 13, but I didn't go to jail. And then like around that time though, I started like I started robbing people, did that kind of thing. You know, one of my friends, rest in peace, Reggie, but he moved to San Jose from San Francisco, and like he really loved, you know, robberies, you know, and kind of like, so me and him kind of like that, we had that in common. So we started robbing a lot of stuff at that young age, at like 13, 14, never getting caught. And it's kind of like when it's always the stuff you don't get caught for that gets you in the end, you know what I mean? So you don't know consequences, you don't know that kind of thing. But yeah, so we did a lot of bad shit, and I'm just like a 13, 14-year-old. But around that time, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna spend my whole life in San Jose. I want bigger, you know?
Yeah.
So like we try to do good. Me and my twin brother, we train every day. We had good mentors, but you can't like help someone that, you know, don't want to be helped. And I couldn't really, they were trying to like guide me, but I just couldn't like.
They were not ready to receive.
I think not having a pops, you know what I mean? You just don't know how to
exactly
like,
what you mean.
You're kind of like, yeah. But inside you're like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, and
get out of my face.
Yeah, you just, you tell them what they want to hear.
Yeah.
But I remember like, but I did tell my mom, like, let's move to, like, she wanted to get her own apartment. So she's like, I seen an apartment in Palo Alto. And I did this summer track camp with this good, I think ex-Olympic, he ran the 400 meter, Vic Hudson. But we did the track camp, and we were, you know, it was amazing. He's like, you got talent, like you guys should come to this high school. It was at Palo Alto High School. So my mom found a apartment right there. It's like nice ass houses, literally.
Really?
And Churchill, like right by Stanford, all nice houses.
Yeah.
And like, there's only like one little apartment. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just funny. But I think a lot of like the Stanford kids, they'd get those apartments.
Yeah, for
But
school.
she got him, and we went to Pali, and it was dope, running track and all that.
So you went to high school in Palo Alto?
Yeah, we went to high school for like a year and a half until I screwed that up. But it was dope, you know, while it lasted. We were part of a track club, Lightning Track Club. Coach Will, he's from East Palo Alto. And like, it was dope, like, you know, he had like high aspirations for me too, but I just, you know, was being hard-headed and didn't really want to like commit like that. you know, we could wake up and train and all that. I'll go train with my coach later, but you know, I still like not take school serious.
Yeah.
You know, instead of like we'll ditch and we'll have like hella people at school, like we're in the garage like boxing and shit.
Yeah,
Like we would host like little fight club things. Yeah. It was fucked up, yeah. So that's when I was like, this is like, that's what I want to do. But it just, there was no sense out of it. Like, what are you gaining from, you know?
Yeah.
We were just like fighting for fun, missing
Right.
school. And there's a lot of racism at that school too.
I bet, bro.
And the suicide rate was crazy because the Caltrain was right there. And that year alone, bro, is like so much suicide.
I remember on the news, yeah.
Yeah, so like, but outside of that, I stopped committing crime. I remember I first showed up to the high school, I was on house arrest still. And yeah, before that, before we moved, I actually had like, got caught for like a burglary, so I got arrested again. So there's kind of like this theme already, like, you know, I'm fucking up, and I'm not like, I'm like, I'll get off the ankle monitor and I'll, do it again, you know what I mean? And finally, we moved to Paulton. I remember like I'm in PE, and I have this big old ankle monitor. I'm trying to look like a straight nerd. Like I want you guys to just see like a track star. That's it. Like I'm already Mexican. I'm like one of the only Mexicans here. Like you know what I mean?
You stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
You stick out like a sore thumb, bro.
It's like damn. But I remember the PE teacher was hella cool. He's like, don't worry about that. Like and everyone was cool. Like most of the people there were dope. And it's fucked up because at Pali, a lot of the kids travel from East Palo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like they take a bus and everyone else drives their Beamers to school, you know what I mean? So it's just like a whole like
big mixture.
Yeah, it's a good, but it was a good school. I just didn't use it like I should have, you know what I mean? So like I remember the track coach was hella bummed out. He really was trying to put me in after school programs and everything.
Trying to help you out.
I would do it and I wouldn't, you know, and he was just like, I can't help you, Rob. Like, you know?
I can lead the horse to the water, but I can't make you drink it,
bro. And
bro.
at that time, I'm like, I'm going to make grades. I'll just tell him, I got this, you know, and I wouldn't, like, you know what I mean? And then finally, I got in a fight. I was going to say white boy. He called me like a bitch. And I was just, you know, but there's like, oh no, someone had told me like, hey, Rob, this dude just called you a bitch or something, right? I'm like, what the fuck? And he's just walking, laughing. And then he's like, he flips me up and I grab him by his backpack and I kind of like swing him down and he throws a punch at me. And then I throw like 5 punches at him, drop him. But it was like the dumbest shit, you know, just reactive. Hadn't been in no fights.
Yeah. So you got a spell for that?
Yeah, hadn't been in no fights in hella long. And just like, and then they were like, you expelled. I could go to a continuation school in Mountain View I was like, Mom, let's just move back to San Jose. And my mom was already like, she worked in San Jose, so like we would be there. Me and my twin brother would be there all by ourselves sometimes, like, you know, trying to, you know, get something to eat, you know, calling my grandma, Nana, can you bring us some food, you know? Take the bus over here. We're like, damn. But but at that moment when we moved back, that's when like, you know, I started that little seed kept coming up, like, once again, you know, like I never stopped being an athlete. You know, we ran track. My mom, they actually sponsored us to go to a track camp, Florida State. Me and my twin brother, we went to Tallahassee, Florida.
Really?
It was a beautiful experience. We were only like 16, you know, and it just.
So you guys must have been fast,
yeah,
bro.
but just shit wasn't like popping off. Like my coach had to send videos and like to get us that sponsorship, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it wouldn't like go anything beyond, you know? There'll be, you know, like I wouldn't make grades and like shit like that. And we moved back to San Jose and that's when shit started happening. But in the midst of all that, like I said, like the one thing me and my twin had, like, besides like if we couldn't make grades, that we loved training, we loved working hard, we loved standing out, you know. That like I didn't want to be that kid that conformed to everyone. Like I could have been at 13, I could have been like everyone else. Yeah. All the thugs, all the cholos. I could have done that easily, but I just didn't want to be in that scene. And so like that's why, you know, I always had that mindset like, I want to be different than this. You feel me? And I remember we went to this Velocity Sports
You're
performance.
a true leader at heart, not a follower.
Yeah. We would go to this Velocity Sports performance. It was in San Carlos. And they actually, they didn't have a lot of sports training centers. like that. Like this shit was crazy. Like they didn't have this shit back in the, like now I think they have more of them, but it was like indoor track, like all the strength conditioning shit you see now, it was at Velocity Sports Performance. That was it. Like in the Bay Area, you know, they had one in Dublin, I think, and then one in San Carlos.
Yeah.
So we went that one, and they loved us there. You know, I was like kind of like our second home.
Yeah.
When we're in Palo Alto, you know, they would drive. A lot of them lived in Palo Alto too, so they would drive us there. You know, we'd train there. They'd like, go to school, go do your homework, you know, but we didn't give a fuck about no homework, you know. But we ran fast times, you know, like I ran a 4:49, 40. My twin brother, he ran fast times. And we had some
fast,
good,
bro.
Yeah, so it was dope, and the coaches really like, they really wanted me to like, they're like, if you don't run football, I just promise you run track, you know what I mean? And those are the first people to really like talk to me, like they could tell I was kind of like fucking up too.
Yeah.
And one of them, Coach Damien, he was like, yo, Rob, this is like when I tell like kids now or the youth, when I talk to them on some deep shit, he was like that moment to me, you know? So he was like, yo, Rob, I have a girlfriend and her son, you know, he was a good dude, good athlete, but he came home one day and like SWAT rolled up and like they said he had killed someone. You know, just kind of like trying to like give me some real shit, you know? He has so much potential, bro. He's in there now, he writes me, bro. I would never want that to happen to you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, damn, like you right. Like, nah, I'm good, coach, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm good. That's what it's easy to just say, I'm good, you know what I mean? But yeah, she just didn't like I couldn't take that. And my other coach, Will, he was the track coach in Palo Alto, like he had took us to an all-comer meet. And I ran a 10.79 wind dated, but it was in Washington. So we drove all the way to Washington. My coach, my mom, my brother, you know, and he was like, you know, the one thing he loved about me is I'll show up, like anyone's, like he'll bring track stars, like seniors from like all these other high schools that he worked with, and I'll show up and I'll win. You know, if I lose the first race, I'll beat him on the second race. You know, so I had this like instinct that I needed coaching. I knew like I needed coach. Like as long as I had coaching, I'll be good. You know what I mean? I can't do this shit myself. Yeah. There was little seeds, but like we moved back to San Jose. Shout out San Jose, man.
Yeah.
And then that's when we, you know, me and my twin, we're 17 now. And, you know, that's when we first, like I said, I stopped. We didn't drink, smoke, do shit. Like we were straight, like squares
cleaned it up.
I was a square, but I had an itch to like rob people at a really young age. Yeah. But I didn't really do all that. And then when I got to 17, that itch started coming back. You know, we're partying, drinking, you know, doing drugs now, doing coke, popping pills. And finally, like, that's when I'm like, you know, like, I'm like, I think one night we were drunk, and that's when I first had to, like, rob someone again. Yeah. And it was like, bam, like, just that switch in me was like, that's
that
you.
Impulse.
Yeah, that's you again. You feel me? That's who you're meant to be. And I want to say, till I didn't make grades for track, that's when I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm about to, you know? And that's when I started, like, really, really committing a lot of robberies, doing a lot of bad shit, getting guns, you know, holding guns, shooting guns, just a lot of crazy shit. And I kind of stopped, like, self-sabotaging.
Self-sabotaging.
Yeah, self-sabotaging, and just, like, everything was so fast at that moment, you know what I mean? I met my wife around that time, too, like a year before.
How old were you when you met your wife?
We were 17. Yeah.
Oh, you guys were young.
Yeah.
Right on.
And yeah, she was crazy. She was beautiful. You know, we were just friends at first, and but eventually, like, you know, we connected real deep, and you know, I'm super blessed with that. But outside of that, I was already like starting to rob people. I wasn't like in a gang like that, but like I would fight for a lot of people, even like people I grew up with. If they're in the gang and I seen people
messing with them,
I was like this athlete thug that just loved to be seen and could fight. You know what I mean? My twin brother too.
So was your twin brother also going to jail too? Was he living that kind of life?
So my twin had never been arrested. Never been arrested. So like he hadn't been arrested, and I didn't want him like doing robberies with me. Gotcha. So like I was just like, we're twins, bro. It's like it's not gonna like let me go. Like no. Like, should have nah. Fucking yeah. So that shit. It's just a lot happening around that 17, 18 age.
Yeah.
You know, identity crisis. You know, I'm trying to see like, you know, I didn't make grades. You know, like fuck. Like I remember one party I was just hella mad, and I ended up getting in a fight at that party too. But I remember just like after just outside drunk as fuck, and I was just like crying. Like I didn't make grades. I called my cousin John.
Oh, you were.
And he was just like I'll pick you up, you know, like he was like, bro, you go to community college still? You know, he's trying to like lift me up.
Yeah. Right.
But I was just like, nah, this shit's over with, you know? And at that moment, I just felt like I stopped like giving a fuck. Like,
Would you talk to your mom around those times about this stuff, or it was stuff that you kept away from your mom?
Yeah, my mom, she had that mom intuition though. Man.
Yeah. They all do. Most of them, man.
Shit, I'm saying like this lady, for all the bad shit, like she must have called me like on those nights.
Yeah.
You know, like she knew like something was up. But yeah, there were just words going around like I was doing shit, you know. So she had already like heard, and then like my dad was kind of in the picture too at that point. Like I would go stay at his house. Like sometimes he lived by my high school, so I just kind of like got my dad over here, got my other brothers and sisters. You know, I kind of just could float. And at that point, we stood in these apartments. They call them what are they? On Communication Hill in San Jose.
Oh, okay.
But it's like they look like little Frisco apartments.
Oh,
they're like on the hills.
Helzer
core apartments. Yeah. So we stood there, and that's just my mom. And yeah, so like she was always at work, so we kind of like doing whatever we wanted. And for a while, she moved back with my grandma, and like she let us just pay the rent, and we had like people staying there with us, you know, family, friends and stuff, and we were just paying the rent. Little kids, like me and my twin brother sharing a car.
Yeah.
Don't ever share your car with a twin brother. Yeah. The most crazy fights with him, you know, in the middle of the street.
I could imagine.
Car
bro.
getting towed, like it was just like our car got towed so much times, but like I didn't have it bad. Like my grandma and grandpa, they would help me. I just didn't know how to ask for it.
Yeah.
And at that point, you know, I was so materialistic. Like I want everything.
So I'm curious though, bro. Your what would your grandpa tell you when you were in and out of trouble, dog? Like, would he ever pull you to the side and be like, "Man, what's going on, big dog? What's going on with you? What are we doing here, bro?" Did he ever get on you about that?
Yeah. Or, so like I want to say when I was like 13, 14. Like if I brought someone to the house that like looked like trouble, he's going crazy. Like
get that motherfucker.
I hope I could do that. I mean, I'm gonna try to do that same thing.
Yeah,
like, he really would go crazy, like make a scene. And I'm like, I felt played. Like, why are you like basically stereotyping him for dressing how he's dressing?
Yeah.
But he sees something that I don't even see at that time.
Yeah.
And like, but my grandpa, like, I want to say 16, 17. I put on like a front super good.
Oh.
Yeah. So like, mind you, I had already I've been arrested a few times, but I finally had got off the ankle monitor in Palo Alto. They finally had let it off. You know, I think we went to court. We had paid a lawyer and everything, and then like the lawyer didn't show up to my court date. But I had the ankle monitor for a good few months, and I remember just talking to the judge. Just you know, she could feel me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll go to this new high school and I got this ankle monitor and like, they look, I can't even like step into my greatness, you know? And like, please, like, you know? And she's like, okay.
You know how to play the role.
She was a fun, no, it was good. And they let me off. But like after that, even after like I got expelled and all that, I put on a front still, like even with my family, my grandma and grandpa, so they thought everything was good. Like they're not seeing us at the apartment, like have hella people over, like we're like, you know, doing a lot of shit. But around that time, we're getting a lot of fights, a lot of street fights. A lot of people, they don't want to fight, you feel me? So like, you know.
They bark and bark and bark, but when the lion shows up, they're like, oh no, hold on, man. Yeah.
Everybody wants to be a lion until they're next to a real lion.
Yeah. So but even more so too, like, at that age, like a lot of, you know, people were carrying guns and stuff. So like, you know, it was starting to get more real and real. Yeah. And like, I was just like, fuck. Like, I remember getting in like a lot of fights, a lot of like, you know, there's some shootouts, there's a lot of crazy shit's happening. But I remember like telling my wife and some friends. I think I posted on my Facebook, like, I'm done street fighting. I'm gonna get back in the ring. I swear, I was like, this is my thing. I'm gonna get back in the ring. And I hit up my old coach, Reyes. Yeah, I hit him up. I'm like, Coach, like, could we work together? Like, I'm running track and stuff, but I'm gonna work at this, I'm gonna do it at this community college. And then he's like, yeah. So like we got together, we're training. He had me spar. And I remember just like track got in my hands. Like I felt so explosive. Yeah. But like the endurance wasn't like, you know what I mean? It was just, I had like me and my brother, we had like if y'all could see us at that point, I'll pull up a picture, but it was just like it looked like freaks of nature. You know what I mean? Yeah, we really, we were those twins at school. It just looked different, you know? And I could fight at that time too. So like my Reyes was just like, damn, you're strong. You know, I remember throwing like I had got my reps in the street kind of with those street fights. I remember I could fight in the streets at first and it would be like, you know, you feel hella adrenaline. Finally, I got more, I felt like easy, like I could have fun, you know? And my twin brother too. But I remember like sparring and stuff. And he's like, yeah, just stay training. And I was actually training. I would be with her, go train, go run at the track. But all that's happening, but I'm still in the streets. And that's when, like I said, that it's just come back. You know, I need something. I'm not going to work for it. I'm going to go get it. So like,
I'm going to just take it.
Yeah. So exactly. Yeah. So like, it's an addiction too, you know? So like we started, I started robbing.
Well, it was that easy money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You don't want to work for it. You just want to
take it.
Exactly, bro. And it just makes you, you feel untouchable at that point. You know, like I feel like with a gun in my hand, like no one's gonna say no. You know, I could do whatever I want. It don't matter if it's in the streets,
absolutely,
a store, whatever. And so yeah, that's when I started doing a lot of robberies, and one thing led to another. Doing them with people I don't even like, not really trustworthy people I don't really know. And I remember I'm at my wife's house. I was living with her. Cause my apartment, I fucked up. Like I had like a party and I actually burnt my brother's room down.
Oh, shit!
It was the stupidest shit. But we had a light fixture, right, or whatever. We had a light in there, and one of my boys was there, and I guess he was in there with some girl, but he hung his shirt up over the thing.
Yeah,
and I didn't see much of it yet. But the light, after we left the light on in the room. And we all left, and then we get a call from my brother Angela. He said, "Bro, your house is on fire. What the fuck?" And I was like, "What?" And then we drive over there, and I just see ambulance smoke. My mom, she was staying with my grandma, but she had came, and she was just like, "What the?" I was just like, "Okay, let me just get my stuff." I knew it was bad. You know what I mean? So I was living with Blanca and her mom. She accepted me with open arms. No, it was like kind of like a. I had to work on that, but she was cool with being there. She knew I loved her, and but yeah, around that same time, I got a call from one of my boys that said one of my boys that was doing the stuff with me, he had got arrested. Oh. And I'm like, what the fuck, really? And I was like, damn, that's crazy. And I remember talking to her too, like after one of my little things, and I was like, man. Like, I really want to just stop this shit. I ain't feeling it no more. So I felt like inside, like there was a change though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you started feeling
like I want it. Like I don't want to do this shit. It's not, I don't feel it. Like naturally, I feel like humans, we're compassionate. You know what I mean? We don't want to really do bad shit. We just get used to it, you know? And like in that moment, I was like, nah, I don't feel good doing this shit. I had one of those, like, I didn't feel good about myself. And I got what I wanted, but I just it didn't feel good.
Right.
And, but yeah, so I found out my boy's he got locked up. And then sure enough, my brother calls me, my older brother, and he was like, yeah, so-and-so got locked up. I'm like, it's his friend actually. I'm like, yeah, he's good, right? And he's like, I don't know, bro, you sure? You should probably like get out. I'm like, what do you mean? And then I see your boy. No. So I was just like, all right. And I remember going to my apartment. My mom was there. She had moved back in because I couldn't fucking do shit. I was burning shit down. So she moved back in, and she knew something was bad. My twin brother knew too. He's like, bro, what's up? You could just tell. And then I told him kind of what happened. Like, I was doing a lot of bad shit. Someone got arrested for it. I don't know what, I don't know what's up. And then my mom was just like, my mom's so funny. I love her. She's crazy though. But she was like, we're gonna go to Texas. Yeah. That was kind of, so like.
You going whether you like it or not, bro.
So like when we were 13, we had almost got arrested for some like burglary type stuff. And that's when my mom, like, I thought she was like, I mean, she's an angel, but I thought she was like the perfect lady. And at 13, she finally was like, look, we're in the car. She said, I don't want you guys to go to jail, but I'm going to tell y'all, like, I was in prison for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did every drug you could think of. I sold every drug you could think of, And I'm just, we're like little kids. We're like, really? Like, we're kind of excited. Like, damn. You didn't tell us what the fuck. And then she was like, yeah, like, and I'm like, dang. So like, we built that relationship. Like, we just start opening. I love that she did that.
Yeah.
Whenever she felt like we were ready, but it had to happen when we were doing some bad shit.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah. So she was like, we're gonna go to Texas, but nothing like transpired out of that. So like. But that was kind of anything bad happened, we're going to Texas. So like that was like we're going to Texas moment. I was like, all right, mom, for sure. And she was like, literally like the day and that night. And the next, so we go back to Blanca's house, and then we wake up early and stuff, and we go to pay her phone bill. Mm-hmm. And her mom drove us too, because my car got towed. My twin brother. He had to act for getting cars towed. But we're at her house, and her mom's driving us to pay the phone bill. And I remember we're just at the at the metro, and her mom got off to pay it, and then like 5 vans just drive up. Yeah, SWAT.
Damn.
And it was just like, some shit out of the movie. They just draw out everything, and it was me. I was in the back. It was Blanca in the front, and her sister and her sister's friend, Raj Deep. And they still remember this. They're like, I was 18, they were like 14.
Oh, man.
So they remember this shit. Like, that was a big experience for them,
Yeah.
I feel bad that they were in there, but they pulled out, like, put out the guns and everything. And it was just like, Gutierrez, and my wife was like, maybe it's for your brother. But I was like, I knew it was like, and it's crazy because like that week I had a dream I was arrested in prison, and I had never I didn't even watch like prison shit really, so I just didn't. But I remember that dream was like so vivid. I woke up and I was like, damn. I told her about it. I'm like, fuck. I think I gotta, I gotta stop this shit. I had to, God was giving me little signs and stuff, and I really believe that. But at that moment, like. I'm just like, fuck. You got to get out, whatever. I remember everything I had on was stolen too. So like stolen jeans, stolen jacket, nice stuff though, but just it wasn't worth it. You feel me? And just I remember they laid me down, crawled to them, and that was that. I just told my wife I love her, gave her a kiss, and just getting arrested. You want to run, but it's not worth it. At that point, it's like fuck. So they said, they matched my description. I guess they initially went to my apartment.
Oh.
Yeah, they ambushed the apartment, I guess SWAT, while we were at Metro. Mm-hmm. And they grabbed my twin brother. He was in the room.
Oh shit.
And they were like, it's not him.
Twin brother, bro.
Yeah, they got they knew I was a twin, and then it wasn't him. So so like he that was fucked up for him to go through that too,
bro.
And so they take me to the, I got arrested seeing them, and then I finally, they take you over to the main jail, and the dude's trying to interrogate me, and I'm just like, I didn't do nothing, what you mean? And then I see like, he like opens his folder, I kind of like see some pictures, and it was like me like in front of like a gas station, I'm just like, so I don't do nothing, man, and I was like, I had a lawyer when I was 15, so I knew already, like, I was like, man, let me just call my lawyer, right? And he was like, all right. And then, he's like, you've been a busy bee, though. That's all he says. He's like, you've been a busy bee.
Yeah,
and I was like,
damn.
But he was hella happy, I remember. And
the cop.
Yeah, the cop was hella happy. And I remember going to jail. I remember in the holding tank, actually. Yeah, they booked me. And I remember I just like, fuck, this shit's unreal, you know what I mean? And I remember I'm talking to people in on the chairs like with me. And I'm like, yeah, how much you get for like a robbery, you know? And they're like, oh, you get like 5 years. I'm like, 5 years? The fuck you mean 5 years? Like, damn. I'm like, nah, 5 years? He's like, nah, bro, it's your first offense? He's like, they'll probably OR you, right? Let you out.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. And you know,
You hoping, bro.
that's the thing. Everyone knows everything in jail. Yeah.
Right. Everybody's a lawyer.
Everybody's a lawyer. So I'm asking all of them, like, you know, what's gonna happen, yada yada. And it was just like, yeah. I remember taking the mug shot and just feeling like depleted. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, fuck it. I just didn't give a shit about myself at that point. Just getting in, checked in, talking to her. It was just terrible, you know. Like,
what was going through your mind the first night you spent there?
I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. I remember I couldn't sleep at all. I just remember it was in the main jail. I just remember like I was just like, what the fuck? Like I remember one dude. I talked to him. He'd been there 21 months. It was like a federal, kind of like a federal tank too, federal pod. And I was like 21 months. Like, I was 18, like, anything, like, that's, like, long time. That's a lifetime to me at that point. But I remember I couldn't sleep, and, I was just, like, at that point, you just want to, like, get out of the situation. You don't know what's going on.
But were you anger? Were you, like, what, were you kind of thinking about it, like, man, what was that beeping?
Oh, that's your camera up there.
Oh, the other camera, the other one. Like, were you thinking, like, man, I really fucked up, or I'm angry that I'm in this situation, or like scared? Like, what was like the feeling like?
Yeah, I think more angry. Like, I kind of at that point I was like, yeah, like my co-defendant probably. Oh, I had a co-defendant too. Yeah, so he did tell on me. Yeah.
Oh.
So like,
so you were pissed out with that situation?
Yeah, I was like just angry, like felt played, like thought it was my friend type of thing. And, you know, you're just trying to put all your attention in these, you know, anger, you don't feel sadness, you know? So I was just really angry. And then, like, obviously, like, talking to my wife, my mom, you know, everyone, my grandma, grandpa, like, they were, like, really, really sad, you know? Like, that's when I was, like, I cried, like, if I was talking to them, you know? But outside of that, I was just, like, really, really mad. And turns out, like, my Cody was arrested, you know? And before me, and he had a little kid on the way. A lot of things I didn't know. I didn't know he had been to jail before. So he had been in jail already, and I had never been in like adult jail. So they really didn't like know who I was and all that. But he pretty much, you know, he helped them and all that. And they actually gave him like on the, you know, I don't get detailed, but they gave him like a Big Mac, McDonald's and all that. And then he started. You know, he was hungry. You know, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing. And
all the shit you see on TV.
Yeah, all that same shit. And it was just like, damn, bro.
Damn.
Like, but he...
Did they let you see the video of him spilling the beans?
No, but I got like the report, yeah. So it was just like, it was cold. And but at the end of the day, like, even right now, like, I don't hold that on him, you know?
Yeah.
I can't, like, he's, you know... I wish him the best, you feel me? Like, that's something I had to overcome because, like, I needed that, you know? Who knows what would happen if I didn't get arrested?
Yeah, he might have saved your life, you never know.
And, yeah, so, like, I got nothing.
So how many years did you end up getting?
Okay, so, yeah, so the next day, they had a newspaper article on the Mercury News, San Jose News.
Oh, really?
NBC, like, all that shit. And it was just, like, the Neapolitan Bandit.
Oh.
So I'm like, he only...
So that's how you got your name?
That's what's a real deal, man.
Yeah, damn, hey, they gave it to me. I turned it into something else.
That's right. But
yeah, so like, I guess on one of the robberies, it was like gas stations. I mean, there was a lot of shit, but like initially they got him for like a few, gas station, and he had grabbed like an ice cream. So they ran, a Neapolitan ice cream. So they ran with that.
Oh.
Yeah, so he had grabbed the ice cream and we robbed the gas station. And then they just ran. Oh, they took a Neapolitan ice cream too. All right, that's what we're gonna call him. And my lawyer was Bob Lyons. I don't know if you guys heard of him.
No.
He like a notorious lawyer, and
Really?
he's known for some like crazy shit, like fraudulent shit. But anyways, that's his own business. But he's like he was a family lawyer, so I have like my my tia, she baptized me. Her dad, George Palacios. Yeah, he used to have he was like a wealthy dude in San Jose at one point.
Yeah.
He passed away, but I was his lawyer, Bob Lyons. So like we only knew about him, so we call him up, and he he was an arm and a leg though. And my grandpa was like, man, if you would have just told me you needed money, needed anything, I would have gave it to you. You just had to tell me, They paid like $25,000 for this lawyer, and like it's just fucked up. Like I just didn't know how to ask, Yeah. And so like they put me on the newspaper. I went to court. I remember everyone in the holding tank, like, Rob, what's up? I knew a lot of people, like a lot of people that I grew up with, or just like older people. I was 18, so I was like the youngin, And but they had me on the newspaper. And like the CEO was like, oh, it's the Neapolitan Bandit. Everyone see me on the newspaper, everyone in the tanks. So I'm like, and at that moment, I was kind of like a little happy. Like, I guess you want to be seen. Yeah, like, I'm like, damn, this is what I wanted. Like now I think of it, like I just wanted to be seen and recognized. I wanted to be somebody. But I didn't want it like that. But that's in that moment, I'm just like,
that's what you were after.
Yeah, I wanted to be seen. Like I didn't make grades. I didn't be on news the right way. Like fuck it, So everyone's calling the house, family, coaches, everyone's concerned, And I remember my mom. I remember this conversation. She was like, "It's bad, Rob. It's bad, Mia." And I'm like, "What you mean?" She's like, and I just hear it. Like she always hopeful lady. Yeah. But in that state, it was bad. There's nothing she could do.
Real.
We ain't going to Texas. You feel me? Like that shit. That's out
beyond
the door.
Texas.
Yeah, cancel those tickets. And but yeah, so like they booked me for like 4 or 5 robberies, and then they ended up while I was in there, they had me on the news, and then like I was doing a lot of shit, a lot of robberies, so they ended up picking up like 5 more.
Oh shit!
So they ended up getting me for 10 robberies.
Fuck.
Yeah. So like it was like and I'm in there like fuck, like it's just it sucked at first. You're used to freedom. Yeah. I remember I had so much anxiety. I'm like washing my face, and I feel like I'm gonna like drown just washing my face. It was like bad. Yeah. And you just see people. My older brother was in the scene a lot, and you see a lot of people that knew him. And it just, it was fucked up. But they ended up, fast forward, jail ain't the place to be. It's for the birds, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I was actually, I was in the jail for 2 years before I got sentenced.
Really?
Holy shit.
So I was like a jail lifer. Like to them, like I was like, damn, like people go in and out. Damn, Rob, you still in here?
They're leaving and coming back. They're still here.
Yeah, still here. And I was like a jail lifer. I remember like getting there. I remember I was like, I trained, worked all the time, even though I was doing bad shit. Like I was like, that was my thing. I just didn't have the guidance for it, But in there, I remember I was like, damn, I'm gonna lose all my muscles. Like all I got was a pull-up bar. Some people were using a water bag. I remember I knew though, like I was like, it's all good, like Yeah. But I remember I wanted to bail out, bro, and this shit motivates me to this day. I remember the bail was $1 million. It wasn't gonna happen, but I remember I wanted to bail out just so I could go run a track meet, Yeah. Just so I could tell my coach to put me in one of them fights that he was talking about, Yeah. That's all I wanted to bail out, just to like. Man, like I just was so thinking like I was never gonna be able to see my talent again. Like I just felt like I had so much talent and it was gonna go to waste. So I remember just that urgency, like we're trying to bail me out, literally. We're literally trying to bail me out and they took it away. But that feeling motivates me to this day. Right on. When I had to go spar and shit and all that.
So 2 years in jail, then where'd they transfer you to?
So 2 years in jail. I got married in jail too. Oh wow! Yeah, I proposed to my wife in there. Wow. She was head over heels for me. Nah, she loved me. You know, I really, but it was different. It was a different game. You know, we're both young. My family really stepped up to the plate for her. And yeah, we got married like it was May 2013.
Yeah.
May 16th. And then I got sentenced to prison May 20th.
Oh wow.
2014 actually. So a year later. But we you know, this all through the glass visits, you feel me? And like a lot of putting your hand on the glass, kissing the glass, like all that. And it was, you know, we made the best of it though, you know, but it did like, it was scary, you know, and a lot of people in there like, damn, Rob, like, you know, I'm 18, 19, trying to give relationship advice, you know?
Yeah.
But some people were like, I feel like she's gonna stick with you, you know? That's what some people told me. One of my boys, he did a lot of time.
Yeah.
He was probably did like 10 years, got out. He was just like a prison dude. But he was like, we got real cool. And he was like, bro, I met a lot of people locked up. I really think, you know, your girl's gonna stick with you. So I kind of like, you know, I was hopeful. Yeah. But there was moments, you know, her first time going to the club and I'm just in the cell like crying, you know. While we're in the dorm, I'm just in the dorm like, fuck, am I, you know, like just
your head was messing with you.
Yeah, just like the things I didn't get to do, you feel me? Like I never got to go to no club and like all that. I didn't get to do a lot of stuff. So like it kind of gets played out. But in jail, like I did get in a lot of fights started popping off. And that's kind of what, that was like my outlet as well too. Like fighting. Like one of my good friends, like he was my good friend, but like I forgot we fought like out in the yard, the rec yard. I remember just like wanting him to punch me in the beginning, like go ahead, you feel me? Like letting him punch me, and then like liking it, I guess. And then I just unloaded like everything I had on him till he's like, you know what I mean? Just like, you know, little jail write-ups and stuff. But it was just like man, like I like fighting, but eventually I knew like they could take your visits and all that. So I wasn't with all that because she was rocking with me. So I was definitely not trying to do that. But one of the fights it was pretty like it made a lot of noise in there. This one dude, and he was a bigger dude, and I always like had a thing for going against like the bigger dudes, you feel me? And like kind of like nah, but he was pretty big. He was a big, and he had beat up someone already in our pod. So when it popped out, it's kind of like a riot, and we got into it. But I finally had seen him, and like it was like a dorms, but I seen him in the hall, and I was just super happy. But I like found him, and he had like a fake plastic knife. It was like plastic knife, but it had like a blade on it. Yeah. I didn't even see it, right? He had dropped it, but I guess he had it like in his hand. But when I started punching him, he had cut me in the back of my neck right here. Oh. But I'm just punching him. I finally drop him, and like I remember just like throwing like there's this white boy in the pod. He was like, "Damn, Rob." He's like, I could hear your body punches from the other side of the dorm.
Snapping
right? I was like, but it's crazy because when they came in, when the COs came in, they grabbed him and they were like, "Did you shit yourself?" I guess he shit himself.
Oh, you hit him that hard,
so
bro.
they ran with that, like the dorm, you feel me? Like, and when you're in jail, you kind of you could get away. We're young, so after they come in, you just kind of like go your own way. I remember this Uso, he was like, "Rob, your neck's bleeding, bro." And so he kind of like, I just like, "You got a towel or something, napkin?" So I just put a napkin. He's like, "Here's some Vaseline." So I put like a whole glog of Vaseline on it. And then they came and like check you to see. But the CO, I don't remember his name, but he was hella cool people, hella loved me. And he seen me from when I first got arrested to like 2 years, you know? So he was just like, "Gutierrez?" I'm like, "Good." And I turned around and he's just like, and you could tell the other COs are like wanting him to say something. He's like, "You're good." Yeah. I'm like, damn.
Right on, bro.
Yeah.
Respect.
But yeah, like, so then finally, like, you know, that shit, jail's so like, it's so boring, but you just make the best of it. And I had a lot of good friends that I still call friends to this day. And I finally got sentenced, bro. At first, initially, they were trying to give me I want to say it was like 32 years for all the robberies.
Shit, 32 years?
Yeah, 32 years. And they were on that for a little bit. They weren't budging from that. And I had heard like cases that people were taking like big sentences.
How do you function knowing that that's on the table?
Shit, I remember my Lord Bob Lyons, we had a little meeting and he's telling me like the time they're trying to give me. I remember my legs just like twitching. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
I couldn't even imagine.
yeah,
that,
like
bro.
just like, you just feel like so
Oh,
so
And at the time you
helpless.
are,
I was 19.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
your whole life.
Like it's way
That's
double
more.
my life. Yeah, damn.
that's really like you guys are really the epitome of
Yeah.
21 questions
Yeah.
with 50 Cent.
It was wild, bro.
Would you still love me?
Oh yeah, nah. Hey, no, that was on our playlist for sure.
I bet it
Yeah.
was, bro.
But yeah, man, like it was fucked up. Like, you know, that the gun enhancement, like the California laws at that point, like they're getting a lot better, but they were
Yeah.
like
Dude, I got
Yeah.
goosebumps just
Yeah.
hearing 38. Like,
They
wow.
they were like really stern around. That was like 2012. So that was like 2014 now. But the gun laws are really like you have to get 10 years.
Automatically.
But it's and then the year I got arrested, I guess the crime rate was so high in San Jose that they wanted to make examples out of everybody.
Right.
So my lawyer was like, damn, this is a bad year for like everyone knew it was a bad year. If you were, especially if you're on the newspaper, like they wanted to make an example.
Allbad.com.
Yeah, for sure. So like, and there was some, you know, there's a lot of people in there. There's like, anytime someone came in with like on the newspaper or something, I was like, yes. Like, yeah, like anything to take the heat off of me.
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
was like, we're gonna keep you in here for 2 years, my lawyer. We're gonna let this shit get old. Feel me? But they didn't like give a fuck. So finally it would drop. It dropped to 23 years. It was at 23, and people were really getting 20 years. Like I met a lot of people that got 20 years for like the same shit as me. And then finally, it went to. He was like, they're lowest. They're gonna go 17 years, and I was like, fuck, you know what I mean? And he was trying to like work his magic. I'm like, bro, we paid you $25,000. Like, come on, like help me, please. Like, you know, I really, like, but really, I didn't really at that point, bro. Like, I didn't really give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, to be honest,
You were already.
I was just wanting to get out. Honestly, even when I got arrested, like I didn't know like consequences. I mean, I knew consequences, but I didn't know like my heart was really like on like I just want to get out. Like fuck it. Like oh yeah, fucking I'm sorry.
you were a kid, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I didn't know how to feel bad.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
You
You were a kid.
I was just like I wanted to get out of that situation.
Yeah.
And the Lord, he was helping me, you know. But it was just I wasn't genuine yet, for sure. I wasn't genuine. Not really, you know. And I feel like
that makes a lot of
the
sense.
judge, like everyone, you know, it's a little kid. Like he's saying he's sorry. Like he don't really.
can see through you.
Yeah, he could see through me. And I had like coaches write letters. Hell, a lot of people wrote letters. A lot of, you know, had a plan. No, bro, my mind was like, I was just like, you know, I wanted attention still. You know what I mean? Like I didn't really care. I didn't learn my lesson. Like if they would have let me out,
You probably would have jumped right back into it.
I would have probably, you know, did some more shit. And finally they went from 17 sentencing. I'm thinking I'm gonna take 17 years. I'm like, fuck it. And I'm thinking the whole time I'm getting halftime in the jail. That's where Bob Lyons played me. Goddamn it. But nah, so we go to the sentencing, and yeah, I remember right before my sentencing, one of my boys here got sentenced. He was from Fresno, but he did a lot of robberies, and they gave him 19. So I was just like, fuck, just seeing his family, like they was going through it.
Yeah.
I think that was like, when I signed the papers, and like, so the day of this, yeah, we had to like a pre-sentencing, sign the papers, and then he's like, they're gonna do 15. And I'm like, really? 15? Oh, that's fucking hella time. Like, what's up? We can't get 12, like 10, like
10?
Like you kind of want, at that point, you want a minimum. So it's up to the judge.
Yeah.
And I swear he had said 15 with a 12 minimum.
Damn.
But at the day of the signing, he was like, it's 15, but maybe they could do 12 at the sentencing, right? It's up to the judge. I'm like, well, I get halftime and stuff. At that time, I was down tears, but you kind of get used to the time already.
Yeah.
You got like for me, like it was like one of my friends. I met so much people in jail, and they helped me out a lot. But one of my friends, he had said, he's like, Rob, 2 years from now, or a year from now, like the outs is gonna seem like a movie to you, because I was so like, I want to be on the phone with her.
Yeah.
I was a payphone monster, I was on the spent like thousands of dollars on the payphone. A lot of money. I gave GTL a lot of money. But yeah, eventually he said it's gonna be like a movie, you know, and it did. I stopped kind of caring about the streets.
Like you're
Really just
disconnected.
disconnect. So I was kind of like used to like time. Like I could do this time. Like, babe, we could do this 8 years to, you know, you kind of just start like understand time a little bit. You think you do. But so I signed the 15 years. I was like, you want me to sign it? 15? And she was like, yeah. My mom and everyone said, yeah. So I signed it. And then the day of the sentencing,
What is that?
This outside. This is the car.
Oh.
yeah. So the day of the sentencing came by, and it was just it was crazy. You know, it was like I prayed. You know, I did start praying a lot though.
No.
You know, I did.
So they did sentence you to 15?
Yeah. So I got sentenced that day to 15. I was hoping I would get 12 minimum, but you know, like I said, like I wasn't genuine yet. And the judge could kind of like, you know, I'm reading them. I think I was just speaking from my heart. I don't even remember what I said, but, you know, my family was feeling it, you know.
Yeah.
They were, you know, obviously, I had a lot of family, coaches. A lot of people went and talked for me. But at the end of it, like, I robbed a lot of people, you know. I still was this, to them, it was like, you know, this crazy fucking
Just to
kid.
have a record. So.
Yeah, he has this trail, you know.
Yeah.
And it was my first offense. We're just trying to like, you know, my lawyer was trying to go in. But yeah, so I got sentenced to 15, and I remember just like, I just knew the judge wasn't fucking with it. And, you know, I look at my family like one last time, you know, and just like, damn, like this is it, you know. Family I haven't seen in a long time. Everyone's in there. Courtroom is kind of like, it's kind of like my first fight.
Yeah.
It's like everyone, you know, everyone showed up. And like, yeah, it was really heartbreaking, but at the same time, like, it was like a weight off of me too.
Right.
Because you're like always like, well, once you finally get sentenced, you're like, fuck it. That's what I gotta
there's
do.
nothing I can do now.
Yeah,
right?
so you kind of like, all right. I was like, 15 years. So then I remember leaving the courtroom though. I just felt like hella numb. Like, I remember like in the court itself, I felt like, you know, like, I don't know, I just felt like so cold and shit. Like, my body was just like bloodless. I don't know. I just felt like, and I leaving the courtroom. I remember I looked at my wife last time, and then I remember just feeling like so numb. And everyone's like, "What happened, Rob?" Everyone in the court and in the jail knew me. So what happened, Rob? And I just like, it's bad. But anyways, I was kind of like, we're planning visits already.
Yeah.
And then 15 years. I think my release date was 2026.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I got sentenced to 2014.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, bro.
Yeah, so that was like the max, yeah. And but we went to San Quentin, and yeah, from there, you know, it just
Went to San Quentin.
yeah, it was
And
crazy.
how many years did you do total?
So I ended up doing 9 years and like 11 months.
Including the 2 years you did in...
No.
Initially?
All together, yeah. And
It's
yeah.
a lot of time.
Yeah, a lot of time, bro. But it was definitely better than you know, it could have been like I could have just did the whole time, you know.
Yeah.
I could have did 15. And really in there I feel like that's when I started figuring shit out for myself. Yeah, like who I was and all that.
All right, I got a question for you, bro. What's the biggest takeaway from prison that left positivity moving forward in your life? Because I'm sure just as many bad people that there is in there, there's also good men in there that did bad stuff in a moment in their life. Right?
Yeah.
But because I've known a lot of my friends that I grew up with all went to San Quentin, Folsom, right? I was one of the lucky ones that dodged some bullets. But talking to them and listening to their stories and the amount of good people that are in there, that they're doing life. They're gonna die inside there. They've been able to meet a different part of themselves inside there, right? So what's some of the good things that you take away from there, bro?
Definitely, you know, we're creatures of habit, you know, so like people in there, like you have a program, you know, you do things the same way every day, you know, for the most part, you know, you wake up early, you work out, you know, you talk shit, you know, you just kind of do what you got to do. But I think like one of the big things would be like not having a positive attitude for sure.
Being grateful.
Yeah, being grateful. Yeah, like, you don't want to make it any worse than what it is. Like you're already in there, so you kind of
You're
gotta,
already in hell.
yeah, you kind of gotta, and no one wants to be around that. Like if you're like crying or like hella negative, like I'm not gonna like fuck with you. Yeah, like I'll talk to you a little bit, but if you're not like taking it, then like
Because everybody's already dealing with their own shit. They don't need your negativity.
Yeah, I got 15 years, you know, like I'm not really trying to hear all that.
Yeah.
But I feel like really I don't know, there's a lot of dumbasses in there too. You feel me? Even me at one point I was, you know.
Me too,
I consider but there is a lot of great people and a lot of talent in jail behind the walls, you know. It's a lot of people that they don't have that second chance, you know, they're doing life. But definitely what helped me was like getting to San Quentin, I feel like, and finally at that point I'm like fuck it, but I went to the hole for a fight, right? I was like 20. I went to the hole. I fought this big dude. But I ended up fighting him. And like, I did good. Like, I feel like I dropped him, but I wanted to hurt him. And like, that's how dumb I was. Like, I'm thinking the whole time, like, damn, bro, you didn't like knock him out unconscious. Like, you posted, that's how crazy my mind was. And it's like, I remember, and he hit me with a hard ass punch that I ate right away. But I remember like, I went to the hole. It was in Carson section, the 5th tier cell 520. Yeah. 4x10 cell. San Quentin has like the smallest cells. Like my arms ain't that long, but you could like damn near. Yeah. And it was just wild in the hole. Like people were just yelling for their life. Like, you know, people like on the bottom, they're like on suicide watch. Like it was just like crazy. And the COs like, you know, everyone's just doing their own routine, you know? But in there, I think that's when I was able to like, I was finally by myself, All my time being in jail, I was around people. Finally, you're in a cell all by yourself. And that's when I was like, fuck, I did have like books that I wanted to read. So I finally started like opening up some books. Finally, like I was working out a lot, but still I was like, damn, like I said, like that's how my mind was like, damn, you didn't knock him out unconscious. Yeah. So I'm in there literally shadow boxing. My mom, I love her for this because it's helped me out so much. She has sent me a combo playlist. It was like something she printed out off of internet. But it was like a boxing playlist just like to help me shadow box. Oh, okay. But I had that shit like my whole term, and it was just like, I remember in that little San Quentin cell, I'm just throwing all these punches and like shadow boxing for like hours, you know? But it was like little things like that. I was like, man, I want to work on this. Finally, like a lot of good books, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, that helped me out. Great. Like, you know, one of the things I love that it said, everything's created twice, you know? Yeah. So like, you got to think of it and then you create it, you know? So I was like, man, you know, I could start in here. And I wrote a lot. And I think that's what got my truth out. Like how I really felt, you know, because I always had this intuition. I was telling my wife, like, I always was like very, like I could think and shit, but finally I was forced to like bring it out, you know, like why did I do this? And a lot of those books, you know, that a lot of those books helped me out, especially like being able to see like bro, like you're like not what you think you are, you know, you're really broken, you know, like you've been thinking like a prison, you feel me? Even before you went to prison, you know, you were already thinking like that. Yeah. And you just got what you were thinking.
You were already in jail before you made it to jail.
You manifested it, bro.
I manifested it and finally like just...
Damn, that's powerful right there.
Yeah, bro, I really like brought it, you know? And praying to God every day, that was really helpful.
That was my next question. So you walk in your faith now, right?
Yeah.
Right? When did that start to take effect in your life? So obviously it was in prison, right?
Yeah. To be honest, like around like the early years in prison, I felt played. Like I was selfish, you know. I felt like, damn, like he didn't help me out. Right. Like God didn't gave me 15 years. So I really like put the Bible away, you know, for a while. And I just really didn't I didn't believe. So until like finally, after San Quentin, I was on a slope for a little bit. Yeah. I was in San Quentin. I got out the hole. I did like 4 months in there. you know, I remember I was looking out like in the Marin water, the Marin, you know,
the bay right
the
there.
bay, bro. I'm looking out the bay every night, like fuck, I can't wait to like get out, but it's like so far, you know, it just looks like forever, you know. 15 years, like it was like I'm doing life.
Yeah.
Like anyone I talked to, and they put you in they put me in Badger section on the bottom tier, and it was like all lifers only. So I'm the short timer. I'm like the only
With
guy.
lifers there.
I'm the only guy getting out, pretty much. All lifers, little youngins from everywhere, from like Oakland, doing life without parole. You know what I mean? 19 years old doing life without parole. You know, there's a lot of people I'm around. And I had a lot of friends from like that I knew from county, just a lot of, you know. But so to me, it made me feel like grateful. Like fuck, I got a release date. Was still like numb to the fact like this is my life right now. Fuck it. Like I don't care. Like I'm gonna talk to her. I love her. I'm a writer, you know. But I'm not. I can't really think about that. You know. I'm make it sound sweet, but I might not never get out. You know. And I think in the hole though, that's where I started. They put you in these walk alone cages in San Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then. In the walk-alone cages, they got like death row people in there too. So I get to be around them.
Yeah.
And I got to like get a lot of advice from them. I wouldn't talk to them too much, but some of the advice, you know, just go home. Like this shit ain't worth it. Like you're gonna. You look at me. I guess one of them, the death row dude, said he had like 10 years to start, and then he ended up killing himself. You know, so it's just that kind of thing. But I remember one instance, we were working out, and then me and my boy were doing like burpees, and then we hear that the Berkeley College is going on a field trip through the prison. So we're like hella happy, like, you know, we get to
see different people.
Have fun. And we're working out hella hard. Like by the time they get to our sector where we're at, and the walk alone cages, we're already drenched, you know. Like I had long hair at that point too. Yeah.
No way, really?
It was like because no one could cut hair, bro, and I was hella picky with the barbers.
So you just let it grow?
You couldn't. Yeah, I was like, fuck.
You ain't chopping me up, dog.
Yeah, no one could cut in there, bro. I just didn't get lucky. In the county, I got blessed with barbers, but it was bad. And then so we're working out, and finally they walk through, you know, and it just wasn't what I expected.
Yeah.
And I say that to say like they were looking at us like animals.
Yeah.
They're like laughing, like whispering, you know, the guys were just like, everyone just like tripping. You could tell like they were like laughing. Like I felt like I was in the zoo.
Oh.
And the CEO's like, these are the inmates that are, they got in trouble.
Look at them.
Yeah, and I was just like, damn, I felt like played, bro. And from that point, like, I feel like there was a big identity shift in me.
Do you
like,
feel judged at the moment too?
Yeah, like judged. Like I just felt like the inmate, you know? And it's something like...
But you were the inmate.
Yeah, I was.
You know?
I earned that. And it was just like, but I felt like I guess reduced as a person, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, like, and it was that made me like, you know, realize like, fuck, like, you know, like, it's like shit's fucked up. And especially now, even to this day, it's something that I kind of like, I feel like I grew a lot from. And it motivates me though too.
Yeah,
it motivates
me. You needed that.
Yeah, like you need me. Yeah, exactly.
You know, as much as it was ugly, it was nasty. You needed that. To help get you. To more awareness and consciousness.
So you started realizing at that moment, because you said it earlier, like, you know, when you're around 19, you're like, this is who I am. I'm just, you know, when you're doing bad grades and stuff. So I kind of
finally got what I wanted. Yeah.
You finally realized like, okay, that's not who I am.
Yeah, exactly. That's when I was just like inside, like I wasn't agreeing with what they were looking at, you know? Like I knew I was more than this. And I think it was just like a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
So what would you tell somebody? So you have somebody that is 15, 19, whatever, doing the stupid shit you were doing at that time. And they're maybe going through the same feeling. They're like, this is who I am. You know, I'm just this bad person doing this shit, and this is my life, and this is how I'm going to do. What would you tell them from your perspective, like, there's more? That's not who you need to be. What would be a piece of advice you can give them?
Talk to that camera, bro.
I would say that, you know, you don't have to, like, let your past define you, you know. And we're all given we all have different circumstances and conditions, you know, like especially your upbringing could be different than someone else's. You know, you might not have things someone else has, you know. You might have made a lot more mistakes than someone, but you know, you could start fresh today, you know. You could live a whole new life today. And it's out there. It's not out of reach. Like you could really grab it. There's people that switch their lives and they're millionaires, you know? So like it's there. You just have to really work at it. And obviously like fuck what people think too. Like, you know what I mean? Like only those who matter, you know, your family, everyone that's really in your corner, you're gonna find that out. But don't wait till it's too late, you know, take their advice and, you know, just keep hacking at that tree.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
bro. So, man, look, we talked about, you know, doing the dumb stuff and going to jail, man. I wanna point this in a different direction.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, for sure.
Because what you're doing and the change, and I think the great stories are always the comeback stories.
Yeah.
The underdog, bro,
Yeah.
right? So you went in there, you did your time, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure your release date is like, okay, man, I got a week left, bro. Now I got a day left, right? What was going on in your mind? You had the shift with God. You
Yeah.
have a different belief. You're gonna be coming home to a beautiful wife, right? And you obviously you
Yeah.
want to make a really big change in your life,
Yeah.
right? Let's talk about that really quick.
Okay.
And then let's get into the boxing.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. So real quick, right? I just want to like touch on so I was like just to fast forward,
Yeah.
like obviously I would think like going to prison was like the lowest moment of my life,
Right. Oh.
but it wasn't. It was like being in prison for 5 years and knowing like I'm still the same motherfucker, you know, like nothing really changed. So like that was really like the lowest moment. So I hit like a rock bottom while in prison, years in prison.
Even deeper.
Yeah, I was like, damn, like I'm getting write-ups, like my wife's about to leave me, like I'm really selfish, like I really don't, like I'm the same.
And you're in there with it. You can't
Yeah.
distract yourself from it. You're
Yeah.
just
So like it was after another dumbass fight, and like I remember I got pepper sprayed by like 6 cans of pepper spray, and I'm like in the tank, and I had long ass hair. I cut my hair after this, but I was in the tank, and I remember I was just like I felt like a dumbass, you know. And my wife's mad. We just almost lost like the family visit we were supposed to have, you know. And she's been waiting for me. So like, you know, when you're in there and you have like a partner, you kind of got to cater to every need.
Yeah.
A lot more than like, you know. I mean, out here you got to too, but in there you better be on your you better be on your A game, you know.
Absolutely.
Especially So like, so it was just really hard, and then like. I feel like through that, like that's when I was like really like on my knees. Like I was just fed up with it. You know, I was really praying.
Wow.
She's like about to leave me. Like you know, everything's fucked up, and I just feel like a loser ultimately. Like I'm like you get drinks and Pruno in there. Fake.
Yeah.
So I'm just, you know, trying people like a lot of people, even me, to that point, I was trying to like be free, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I didn't accept my reality yet. Like,
Gotcha.
I'm not in prison. You feel me? Like, I'm just a badass dude. Like, I could run away from my problems, but it's not till you like shut the fuck up and like look at yourself in the mirror and make that change. Prison doesn't change nobody. You gotta change for yourself. You know what I mean? It don't. Like,
say that one more time.
Prison doesn't change you. You gotta change for yourself. It just shows you who you are. You know. So finally, at that moment, I was able to see like, damn, bro, like you the same 18-year-old, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You still like, you know, so.
Still thinking the same. Yeah.
And then like, finally, I got hella, like all these classes I've been wanting, I finally got like ducats for them, like AA, NA. I finally got a lot of classes, and then like 2, they really helped me out the most was the work of Byron Katie. And shout out Byron Katie, she's like a amazing lady from New York. But I was part of her program. And then the other one, which I'm still a part of today, is Freedom Within Project.
Okay.
My boy Malcolm, he's the founder of that. He's out of Santa Cruz, but they go to like Salinas Valley, you know?
Okay.
So I'm in the process of going back to the prison to like speak to them right now.
Oh,
we're just waiting on the approval from the warden, which it should be granted. But yeah, like those classes finally got to like like shape me, mold me.
Okay.
Like, bro, like, you know, you
Started
thought you
doing work on self.
yeah, like what did you know, you thought you were like this, but like you had all this trauma you're holding on to, you know, from like you didn't even know you impacted your victims. Like people that rob, like you could think, oh, I didn't hurt them.
Yeah.
Right? You took something from you, traumatized them, you know, you
Yeah,
put
you
fear
did.
in them.
Yeah.
So like things like that, and you start seeing like even it just helped me out. Like I went like in full circle. And then one of my good brothers, Terry Pettis, Free Terry Pettis, you know, amazing man, help a main facilitator for the Freedom Within project too. He actually had life without parole, you know. So like kind of athlete, he's super athlete, the best basketball player I've ever seen, had a scholarship. He played ball for Fresno State. He was from Minnesota. He, he killed someone. And, you know, he ended up in 2004. So he's still in there, but it's just like a complete changed man. So he kind of like, seeing him was like, we won every tournament you could think of together. Like, you know, but outside of like the sports in the classroom, like seeing him cry, seeing him be vulnerable, you know, it taught me like some real shit. Like it's not like you could be this superstar, but you got to really be able to like be real with yourself first, you know? And like he showed me how to be real and like really opened up to me. Like, Rob, I see your potential. You could get out and you could box, you could do all this. Like you got to just, you know, it starts right here. So that's when I started like flipping the switch on that. And then it's just fucked up because like when you're doing something good, like that's when like it's easy to do good when things are going good.
That's when the devil comes after you,
but
bro.
when you're doing good, and I mean when you're doing good and something bad happens, it's kind of like how do you respond to that? And like in that same note, my brother Isaac, he had passed away. My brother from my dad is my brother Isaac, and he's only like 3 weeks older than me.
Oh man.
But I was actually got the call from my wife. I had a cell phone, and then they said he had been shot, you know? So it was just like, you know, I remember throwing up, just throwing up in the cell, you know, like crying, and I had to be the one to call my siblings, you know? So it's just something you don't want to go through when you're locked up, you know?
Right.
I was FaceTiming them on there and all that. It was really sad, and like, I just, you know, it just shows you how short life is. You feel me?
Absolutely.
That, you know, time's undefeated, so you really gotta, you know, make the best of it. Especially the people you love, you gotta really put time aside. Cause I love my brother, and I wish I could have done so much when I got out. You feel me? But yeah, outside of that, that's what I'm saying. Like all the classes and all that, like they're good, but when things happen bad, how do you respond? You know? So like that's when I had to like, I really wanted to get the fuck out. My grandpa here got diagnosed with cirrhosis of the liver. So it's just like a lot of like, it's crazy God works because he waited till I had this foundation of like learning and like schooling. Like I started building like, you know, I had like my castle was built on the rock, you know?
Yeah. Right.
I had the foundation now until all the, you know, my brother passed away, you know, and my grandpa was dying, you know, but I was able to like weather it the best I could, you know. You kind of just gotta, you know, live for the moment, you know. And I was able to get out from that, you know. I went to fire camp from that. Everything started happening good though.
Positive stuff.
Yeah.
Besides that, you know.
Yeah.
Besides my family, like my things started happening and put me in place. Like fire camp changed my life. Anyone that goes to fire camp, I feel like they have an edge at life because
What's
like
fire camp?
it's inmate firefighters, like wildland firefighters.
Oh, right on.
It's with Cal Fire.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I was with Vallecito, but I never used tools. I never knew really hard work, and they put me on a chainsaw, and like I became this raw dude on a chainsaw. You know, my crew won, and we were on the biggest fire in California history.
Oh, really?
The Dixie Fire, yeah.
Oh, you were on the
No
Dixie
way.
fire? That
We're
was
on
a
the Dixie.
huge fire.
Man, bro, that's awesome.
So it was like from this being this inmate, you know, like people
So you're
looking at you.
literally firefighters at the same time you're fighting those fires in your mind.
Yeah.
It's like you're fighting in two different.
Yeah, no, exactly, bro. It was just like
you're a strong dude, bro.
it was wild, but like that shit made me not only I'm getting out early, like that's all cool.
Yeah.
But finally, like I got to use like power tools. You know, I never used a chainsaw in my life.
Yeah.
And I was blessed with two amazing captains, Captain Barra and Captain Murphy. They're both a part of like the Tuolumne County Cal Fire, but they really like changed my life, you know? And just their work ethic, you know, like that shit goes with me to this day, like to the boxing, you know?
Yeah.
Like that they really developed like the like the mountain legs, but also the mindset, you know, is I used to work and I'll be like, fuck, you know, people complain and shit, but they made me like to the point where I could just work and like Rob, you're helping the world, bro. Like, you know, on the fire.
They made you see the bigger picture.
And I stood out. After that little switch happened, I was able to just go and go and go and go. And like, it kind of helped out with the other work I was doing. Like, you know, I was able to be more one with myself. And like, I became a badass chainsaw. I was the fastest hiker on the camp.
Right.
And we were at the Dixie Fire. We're the longest crew on the Dixie Fire. We're there for 62 days.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so my crew really, we were cleaning up all the other mess.
You guys were working 24/7, bro.
Working 24 on, 24 off. And it was just like, you know, it really separated the boys from the men. Like that
24 and 24, yeah.
Like there was some casualties and stuff. And you know, like I think one captain got he got hit by a tree. It was just like, cause you're at nighttime, bro. Literally, like we'll bed down and they'll be like, we'll go to sleep on the mountain. There's just like trees falling because they're burning. Yeah. So you kind of just like fuck.
Head
like
on swivel, bro.
And my captain, you know, will move, you know. But other than that, it was just like I fell in love with the chainsaw. I felt like, you know, I could do anything I put my mind to, and I finally was able to like, you know, show out. Like there'll be Cal Fire. Like if we were with Cal Fire crews, they would let me enter in first. Gutierrez, you know, they just knew I was fast as fuck with the chainsaw. Yeah, and like we're cutting trees. It just made me, you know, I'm talking to Cal Fire people. It made me feel like a normal person again.
Wow.
Right.
I almost forgot how it was to be normal, you know, and even leaving the fire and people holding up signs like your hero, you know?
Yeah.
That shit, you know,
Respect,
that shit.
bro. Respect.
But yeah, that I was grateful for that. I had like, I was boxing. The camp had a bag. The COs knew I love the bag, so they'll let me get. My family would send me in like shit, gloves and shit. So I was able to like beat up the bag. My twin brother, he'll send me workouts. You know, he was fighting already. My brother's he was making noise already since I was locked up. You know, that's kind of like the only promise I wanted. Like, bro, he has a gift too. So I was like, bro, you have a gift. Like, use this for us, you know? So, like, boxing was my identity the whole time. But he was finally able to, like, manifest more and more. And he was like, bro, dude, you know, like, just everything played a part to the boxing, you know? I had to go through all of that. And just especially like that, like I said, on the fires, you know, like, when you have to keep going, you know, at the cut line, with the tie into another crew. Yeah. You have to get there. You know, you can't, like, you have to just go. And that shit really, it really made me into like a machine. I feel like when I got out, like I'm talking about, I got out of prison, I was already outrunning like the boxing team that I came with.
You were ready to go.
Yeah, like
you were ready.
We could run mountains, and I'll be one of the only guys that don't stop.
You were running those mountains carrying a freaking chainsaw.
Yeah, we had
bro.
like 50-pound backpack on. Yeah. So that shit really.
Well, you put in situations where, like, talk about burning the ships. You drop there to do this job. And if you fuck up, you can get killed.
Yeah, no,
like,
really.
There's no like, hey, I want to bitch out. Like, you gotta do it.
Yeah, no, especially like
that's what he said though. He just separated the men from the boys, bro.
Like I remember, like I feel like I was always naturally I loved like apart from attention, you know, I had a knack for like being a daredevil and stuff as a kid, you know. I was that kid that would jump off of like the slide and belly flop, you know what I mean? Like I had a knack for stuff like that. But I feel like when I was in fire camp, you know, I was able to put it in something positive now, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't have to like...
You were helping.
So like one time the CO, my captain, Layden was the funniest captain ever. He shouldn't even be a captain, he should be a comedian. But Layden, he's like, we're by LA somewhere, and we're on the side of a mountain, but there's an oak tree on fire, the limb, and they needed someone that could hide. No one could, you had to climb it. And you had to use a saw up there too. And like, I wasn't even on saw yet, but I remember just looking at the guy that was on the saw. I ended up taking his place, but I could just see him shaking.
He was scared.
Yeah.
Shaking, literally. He'd been on the saw for like a year and a half already. I was just like, I'll do it. But just knowing, like, I feel like that shit right there, like the risk, being able to take risks is like really rewarding. And I feel like I've had that. Even in those situations, I went up there, cut the tree, ugly as hell, cut it, but I cut it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just fast forward, like those little things, like my Captain Murphy believing in me, you know, like at bar, they really believed in me, bro, and they were like, get out and be Cal Fire. But they knew I wanted to box though too. They're like, bro, you fight, we'll go to your fights, you know. I'm gonna fight. But I was like, I might do Cal Fire, but they had me signed off to like go to this Cal Fire program already.
Really?
Oh, they did.
But I wanted to fight so
They
bad.
wanted to do boxing.
Yeah, and
And you couldn't do both?
you could, so,
Yeah, I know it's a lot of work,
yeah,
but
no, I mean, there's definitely, you know, that's one of my, you know, I love fighting fires. If there's anything else I love more than, like, not more, but love, like, with boxing would be, fighting fires, you know. It's none like that rush, you know. None like that feeling. But anyways, fast forward, my wife, you know, she held it down, and, like, we were able to...
21 questions.
We're able, yeah, like my mom, like shout out my mom, like if anything knows, like anyone knows like what it takes to be in jail, like she helped me out so much because she knew what it was to be in there, you know, and she could relate to me too. But like they really helped me. They were able to visit me at fire camp and stuff, and I remember we started doing we did the parole papers. That was crazy. Yeah. So we started planning because everything seems so unreal when you're in there, especially lengthy sentences. It's kind of like you don't see freedom, like you don't believe it, like it's not real, like you're getting out tomorrow. No, I'm not. Like you really
I believe it when
you
I
don't.
see
Yeah,
it.
you don't. You can't accept it. I couldn't accept it. So like we're doing the parole papers, and I'm like, fuck, this is getting real. And then like I think I got caught with 2 phones, like a dumbass. But other than that, like. Fire camp was good because there's a lot of freedom now, and I was able to like if you want to, you go to fire camp, you go right back to prison, you know. So like I was able to like you have to really be on point because there's so much temptation. So it was good for me to get there and be like, all right, bro, like tighten up. One of my boys used to say, don't lighten up, tighten up. After I got caught with a phone, I'm like, big dog, I'm done with the phone. I'm gonna just lighten up. But I finally like dropped the phones and all that, and then finally, we planned. They picked me up. So right before my release date, someone had COVID at the camp, so they sent us back to prison. Just one guy, he just didn't want to be there, but he said he had COVID. So they sent us all back, and then we, from there, I got released from, it was in Jamestown prison. So I got released, and on the day of my release, you know, we're so happy. I'm waiting, everyone gets out. At 8 a.m, they usually come get you. And like the CO walks by, I'm like, Gutierrez? And he's like, nah. And I'm like, what you mean? He's like, there ain't no Gutierrez yet. He was serious though, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, damn.
That sucks, dude.
I'm like, bro, I've been waiting 10 years for this. And then I'm like, can you go double check, bro? Like, I'm supposed to get out today.
Stop playing with me, dog.
Hey, he's like, there ain't no Gutierrez. Literally, bro, I'm like, this is how crazy it was. I had to go. We had to go to Chow. So I go to breakfast with everyone, and I just walked to the gate, to the release gate, and somehow one of the COs opened it, so it was still about to close, and I just rushed through it, and I walked to R&R. It was right there. And I'm like, yo, man, like I'm supposed to get released today, and they have my box. I see my box right there, Gutierrez. I'm like, damn, I was kind of mad, but I was like, bro, I had to literally sneak in to get released. They're like, you're good, here's your, you know, I was kind of like, fuck it, whatever.
Oh, really?
That's crazy.
I had to sneak out, bro, to get released. That's how, that prison is.
You sure they weren't trying to set you up?
Hey, it could have been that too. Hey, no, it could have been
He
that.
fell for it, bro. 10 more years.
Oh, man. Hey, it was just like, man, like, she got me a nice ass outfit. I was a little materialistic too at that point, but I mean, I love her. She gave me like one of the flyest fits.
You know,
like,
I have a funny fucking question.
Go ahead.
Funny story. So my dad did jail time too.
Yeah.
He did a bunch of jail time. But the last time he was in jail, he was gonna get released, and you know, you gotta send him clothes, and he's getting released and deported.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm not gonna be there. They're just gonna drop him off somewhere in Texas. And me just being an asshole is like, so he's like, yeah, you gotta send me everything, like from underwear to socks, everything, the whole thing. So I got these fucking loud ass, like fluorescent silk boxers just because I knew he was gonna have to be dressed in front of somebody.
That's fucking wild.
Just to be an ass.
Pee Wee Herman outfit.
You got him back on.
Yeah, he called me back. He's like, that was a shit move.
Nah. Hey, no, I thought that's how. Look, I wore like, you know, like purple jeans are out, and I got these. She sent me some like you know, like tight jeans, skinny jeans, purple jeans. And I remember just trying to put them on. I was like, yo, this ain't right.
skinny jeans.
Yeah. Like they were purple brand, but they were like tight.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
whoa.
but they were what I wanted. But,
Yeah.
and then finally I put them on. I was like, okay. And like, it was, you know, I had these, she got me some red bottom shoes. It was like a fly, like it was a dope ass fit. And like, I remember the CEO was like, damn, you got red bottoms on? Like, yeah. And they were just like, you know, talking whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, you know, I know what I gotta do. I was just so sure at that point, like, but yeah, she picks me up, bro. It was just like I had manifested that already, you know. I
You were dreaming of that day, bro. Everything.
But like to get out, bro, I had to like meditate on that shit. Really, like I had to like, or else it wouldn't have happened, you know. I really was like meditating on visualizing how it would feel to be free and do whatever you wanted, you know, like just that feeling. So, you know, and then finally when it happened, it was like I pictured it, you know, like I was, you know, I kissed her, I hugged her, you know, it was just like we could go anywhere we want. She's like, yep, like damn, like that's what people forget, like
holiday,
hey,
let's go.
Yeah, nah, it got spicy, nah. We went, we did go to the hotel, but I remember I'm just like, man, fuck this prison. Not like that, but you know, it's for the birds, bro. It wasn't for me. And
you survived it.
Yeah, I survived it though, and I just remember, we went to a hotel. That's probably where my daughter was born, right there, where she was made. But yeah, we went to we drove. She had planned the whole thing in Pismo Beach.
Oh, right on.
It was dope, bro. But before
I love Pismo Beach.
Before we went, we went to my grandma's house.
Okay.
And my grandpa. I got to see all my family, you know. And it was just like, that's when it was just so unreal. Like, I didn't see my twin brother in like 10 years, you know. I didn't see like my cousin. It just felt like, but it felt like so. They
that
just
hug,
literally.
That hug was different, huh?
Yeah, they just literally, they kick you out of jail. Like, bro, it's just like, you're in jail, you're out today.
Yeah.
Whole new world. I remember driving, right when we left the prison though, I remember driving. And I'm just staring at people, bro. I'm literally staring at people on the street, on the road. And I'm just like, damn, they looking at me like I'm normal.
Yeah,
that's how I felt, like, I was like, I just wanted them to look at me like, I'm a normal motherfucker, you know, like I'm free, you know, and that's
I'm not a caged animal.
Yeah, that's how much that shit, like, I don't know, it really bugged me, you know what I mean, because.
What was that, like, what was that feeling inside though, like getting in the car with her and like just looking like, man, the first night you actually fell asleep in a normal bed.
Yeah, that was
you know
wild,
what I'm saying? Like, what was that feeling?
Yeah,
like?
I want to say like, he just like, I couldn't stop smiling, bro. I just like, when we're driving off and I'm just like just tripping out, like on the car, being in the car, you know, like just like little things like that. And going to I remember first getting into San Jose and I'm like, God damn, it looks like crowded now.
Yeah.
Like I was tripping out on how different it looked in 10 years, you know, it looked so crowded. And we go to my grandma's house, and I remember just seeing they were already there playing music for me. And I see my grandpa, like he's in his wheelchair, you know, he waited for me, and I gave him a hug, and he called me his little pisser, because I pissed on the doctor when I was born. So I grabbed him, and we hugged, you know, that was when I was like, I'm home now, you know, like that was the best, you know. And seeing my twin brother, you know, like it was the best, my mom, my grandma, and I want to say, like, sleeping that night, for sure, like, it was just, like, I remember waking up and, like, damn, so, like, the comfiest bed I slept in. I slept on a cot, you know what I mean? Fire camp was cool, but my most determined I was on a cot, like, steel furniture, you know? And, but, like, yeah, man, after that, like, we had a beautiful time, me and my wife, but I just felt like I needed to I had a lot of drive getting out.
Yeah,
and that's when I wanted to get back into the ring, for sure. Like, everything I said I was going to do, my mind was like, I got to do it, you know what I mean? And that really, I told my twin brother, like, right away, like, bro, what's up? Let me, you know, he was part of this gym, so I'm like, let me get down with y'all, bro. And he was like, yeah. So I pulled up to the gym with him, and it was good. It was like, you know, they were tripping. It was funny being a twin, too, because, like, I could be working out, and be like, oh, hey, Tommy. His name's Tommy. And be like, hey, Tommy, what's up, bro? People talking to me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm not Tommy. You know what I mean? I'm a twin. Really? What the fuck? You just get that. I get that so much.
It's gotta be crazy.
Even to this
bro.
day, I'm like, bro, like he got a neck tattoo. His hair's blonde.
Yeah,
you know? But it was crazy just to jump back into it. And you know, me and him obviously we're working out a lot and shit. But it was kind of like right back to it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was just tripping out. Like I used to trip out on cars, like the way they're driving so fast.
Yeah.
Like I think that was like like little things.
How was
like,
it shopping for the first time? Because now you have anything you want. You have options. You're gonna go buy cheese. You have 50 options. Like,
yeah, I remember she took me somewhere, but we got like some wine and stuff, like that first night. But I was just like, what the fuck? Yeah, I was just like, yeah, I couldn't leave like the mall for sure. Like Bloomingdale, I just want to walk through all the nice stores and stuff. I remember getting a haircut too by my boy Anthony. He cut my hair.
Yeah.
He still cuts my hair with my other little cousin Joe, but he cut my hair. I remember just getting like a fresh haircut.
Yeah.
They had a welcome back party for me, and that's when it hit me. Like it was like 50 people on the front lawn. You know, it was just like packed. You know, I'm like all my brother's friends, all my childhood friends, everyone I grew up with, family. My dad, I hadn't seen my dad, so getting to see him, and it was. I just felt numb though. Like it was a lot for me.
Yeah,
like
it's a shock.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for all that, you know. But I was like
anxiety.
Yeah, like it was just like a lot. It was fun. Had the best day, you know. My wife and me, we danced a lot. You know, my uncle Ray, he has a band. They played music and stuff. You know, it was dope. I got to like everything I manifested though. I always pictured dancing with my grandma. You know, my grandpa was in the room. I got to go hang with him. You know, like those things. You know, and it was just. It was fun. They had a mechanical bull, like just all that fun shit.
Damn, they went all out, bro.
They went crazy, bro. And but it was just like, yeah, I don't really drink like that no more. But that day, like you know, it's just like little things. Like you know, I drank a lot, and it was fun. It was a blessing. You know, I gotta thank God. Like it was really everything I prayed for. You know, like that's when I'm like, man, that's one of those moments. Like I was talking to all of them, like. I've dreamed of this, dreamed meeting you guys, people I've talked to on the phone, like my wife, you know, she was right there with me. Like, it was unreal, you know? And then finally, you know, I'm getting back in the groove of things, like the next few weeks and stuff. But it's just, we were living with her mom at the time. So just like, it was wild, bro. But definitely, we were going out a little bit, and this was like a big pivotal moment for me as well. We were going out with me and some of my cousins, and like we're at some club, and like some shit popped off, bro. And it was just like I had to do some things that I wasn't too proud of. And like after we left, we took off. My cousin's like, "Damn, bro, you powerful. You know, you could fight and all that." And I was just like, you know, it was fun and games until the next day. I was just like, "Damn, you dumbass. You know what the fuck? You got 6 strikes, bro." Like, you know, my twin brother, family, my wife, everyone was really mad. It was like really big deal. And like, I feel like at that moment, like I kind of like I wanted to relive my youth, you know, I didn't get to go to the clubs and all that. But at that moment I was like, bro, it's not for you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you got way too much to lose. You know, you got shit you need to deal with probably. Yeah. So I at that moment, I finally I put everything into the gym. Yeah. Cause I was like, you know, I gotta really like put this energy somewhere else, you know, because, you know, like, I fought a lot, but then in jail to get out, I had to like be on point too. I had to walk in eggshells, you know? Yeah. So now that I'm free, I was like, oh, no, you're going. But
how was it with your relationship? Like, what did you have to like start basically dating your wife again? Because I mean, obviously you guys are communicating, but it's at a different level. Now you're outside. Now you guys are
10 years older, you know what I mean?
Dang, that's crazy. My wife, so it was a trip, like, I would say, like, we had family visits and stuff. So that was, like, the most we got to, you know, have fun and stuff. His family visits are crazy because, like, I'm used to doing time, but she has to go, like, do time. Like, they take her phone and everything. So she'll be, a lot of people don't know that, but yeah, like, she'll be in there, like, damn, like my phone, like, you know?
Yeah.
Like, this is normal stuff that we're used to.
Yeah.
But it was like, those are the best moments, like those family visit moments and stuff. That was like my sense of freedom with her, you know what I mean? And like when when she leaves, though, that's like the coldest thing. It's because like you're locked up, but you have the freedom with you, you know, and then they just take it.
Right.
You have to go right back. So you're just like in the jail, like, you know, you feel like just like right back to it. But being home, it was definitely different because like we had to live, you know, we were living together now.
Yeah.
So it's like we were like boyfriend and girlfriend before, but now it's like we, you know, we're older, we got like shit to do now, and we had to like, you know, we're pretty. She was my new celly, so like, so it's like she was my new. My
Pick
new,
up your shoes, girl.
No, I'm just like, damn, babe, you can't fold this, like. Like my celly, I'll beat my celly up for this. Nah, but it was like, you
We
know,
gonna move some furniture, girl. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, you can't wash these. I used to wash thousands of dishes. You know, just
So
like
you were on a tight one,
little
dog,
things,
you know?
yeah. But she was on point, really, with everything. But it was, I guess, it was crazy for that part, yeah, because we weren't used to living with each other. But it was fun though. It was really fun because we get to like know each other. Yeah, and I feel like that's what
Kind of like all over again.
Yeah, I feel like that's what makes these longer relationships, you know, like they last because you have to like fall in love with like the new things.
Yeah.
They got
Every
going
day
on.
you gotta fall in love with them.
Every day, you know, and there's always something new. So like she was super like hyped up, motivated for me to like fight again, and then like you know, do all that. So she was supportive, and like as long as like, you know, like she just wanted, you know, obviously she needs attention. So I was super like we went to
100%.
Vegas. We had a lot of fun. Went to New York. We experienced a lot that year. You know what I mean? And you know, it was the best to like have her by my side again. Just like we get to go to sleep at night. Just the regular shit. Like we don't get
feel
it
more powerful, huh?
Yeah, we don't get it just like, you know, at a visit you have to like can't like kiss. We could just chill all day, you know, go anywhere. And I feel like that's the biggest thing that I was able to like, that like, man, like it's a blessing. Like just being, people take that for granted, you know?
Yeah.
Like until it's taken from me.
Attitude for gratitude.
Yeah,
every day, bro.
but she, so she was super on for like the boxing hype, you know?
Yeah.
And she made sure like, you know, go to the gym, all that. I was going back to college too. I went to college in there a lot.
Oh,
and
okay.
in prison, it helped me get out early actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I took
right.
like I didn't get a degree. I was like close to getting a degree, but I didn't. I got out and I like went back to school again.
Yeah.
And it helped me out, you know. I was like, you know, I was trying to do, you know, I just wanted the full experience, like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but yeah, she would help me out. She let me drive her car, you know. That was like my car pretty much. And then she got pregnant though, you feel me? So like that shit happened quick.
Yeah.
And like at that point it was just like reality check, you know.
Yeah.
I gotta be a great husband and a dad, you know. But you learn, you know, like there's not like, you know, there's not one way to be in a relationship, you know. You always have room to grow, you know. So
Always.
so like for me it was just like, you know, being able to like be outside the box, but like learn, hear her out, you know. Fuck all the books and stuff is good. That's what a lot of my understanding was on. But like, okay, I'm gonna learn this shit through experience with her out here, you know.
Yeah.
And that was kind of dope.
Yeah.
The theory is good, but you gotta test it out.
Yeah, exactly.
And actually act on it.
Yeah, exactly. But like I do remember, it's just some of the funnest moments, like in Vegas, you know, just holding her, dancing with her. I had this is crazy. So in our family visit, believe it or not, like I don't care. I'm actually proud of it. But yeah, she was a virgin, and I took her virginity at the family visit, and it was to this song by the Chainsmokers, right? it was to this song by the Chainsmokers. In the backseat of the Hummer. I forgot. But we went to Vegas and they were performing at this club. And
right on.
Wow.
Right on.
and my cousin got us in, my cousin John, and he got us in. And it was just dope to like, you know, we're dancing to this song that we pretty much were locked up together with. It was just like, you know, we had the
Full
best
circle,
moments,
man.
but
Yeah.
definitely, yeah, we had, you know, the baby, and then we, you know, that was like the priority, you know, but boxing definitely, like, I was part of a gym called Dreamland Boxing.
Okay.
And it was cool. My twin brother had been fighting there for a little bit.
Yeah.
And they got my feet wet, you know. I was able to put my energy into something good. And my twin brother, you know, it was good having it was really good having a twin, because I wouldn't be where I'm at without him as far as like the boxing, because he was he's really hard on me. And that's the thing about having a twin, is like, you think you're hard on yourself. If you have a twin, you're gonna be even harder on him, you know?
Expectations are high.
Yeah, so like he was really like, you know, he had a lot of power. He knockout artist, dude. But he was like really wanting me to perform at a high level.
Yeah.
At the gym, you know, it's not just showing up. You know, you have like a reputation, you know. So like he trained me, he dedicated a lot of time, put me on a strength and conditioning program. You know, at the gym was cool, but you know, I ended up leaving that gym. But at the most part, like the coach was good. He was cool, but a lot of the stuff was really from my twin brother. You know, he was able to get me sharp, you know, sparring him in the backyard, you know. I just had this competitive nature right away that helped me. A lot of those things helped me to develop. Yeah. And I feel like that was great. And then I remember like my first time sparring, I did cool, but I didn't do as good as I thought I would do. Yeah. And I was just like, man. So the next time I sparred, I feel like the coach said something like slick. He was like, yeah, they're gonna go light, or they're gonna do some, like, kind of like saying like we're gonna do like go light sparring, or they're not
gonna go
they're
easy
new,
on you.
they're new or something, right?
Oh.
So I was just like, damn, he don't know.
Yeah.
I can fight.
Yeah.
But I fought two dudes. I sparred two dudes, and I got hurt one of them, you know?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and I dropped them, yeah. So that was like really good for my confidence. But I remember leaving the gym, and like I called my wife and my mom. I'm like, damn, I got this shit. Like, you know, like
You felt
I
it.
felt good, you know? It was like a feeling like I had a feeling in prison actually when I was when I got in one of my fights, but like I didn't get in a hell of fights, but I got in a good amount. But one of my fights in prison, you know, once again, some like bully dude. We were cool, but he just, you know, we started fighting, and I landed like the cleanest punch on him, and it like everything froze. Like, you know, you have a lot of adrenaline, and when I landed, I just felt it, and it was like a hook, and he fell out his Cortezes, and I remember just picking him up. But I remember going home, and I'm like, fuck. Like, I'm going in the cell, and I'm like, I couldn't sleep that night. Like, I was like, this is what I gotta go do. You know, this is what I gotta do. I gotta fight. So when I first sparred again, it was like that same feeling in my hand. Like, I was like, this is what I gotta fight, bro. And that's when, after that first sparring, I was talking to them hella hyped up. I was like, yeah, this is what, you know, ready. I'm gonna get a fight. And then from there, I kind of went on.
So from that point, how long did it take you to become a professional boxer?
Okay, so from that point, I want to say that was like I got out in 2022. So that was like 22 when I did that sparring. And then I want to say like it took probably like 2 years. 2 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like 2022. And then the end of it, I sparred. I you know, like I said, like I was a risk taker. You know, I want to spar like the best. And I sparred this dude. He was like 26-2, seasoned dude.
He was 26-2.
His record, yeah.
Oh shit,
good dude.
Same weight class, same
a little heavier. But he was sparring one of our guys at the gym, and I was like, I want to get some rounds with him too. And the coach was like, you sure?
He was 26-2 professional?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And my brother was injured, so I was like, I want the work, you know. And I remember my cousin Peanut was there, and he was just like, you got this, Cuddy. Right? Yeah. They were making it, I felt good though. But I get in there and I'm doing good, but I could just tell he's like really like sharp, you know?
Yeah. Right.
And I want to say he lands like a good hook, but I was like, ooh, like I felt it. And I have him on the ropes, but I'm not letting him know like I felt like he kind of stunned me. Yeah. But then I finally like feel myself again, and I ended up landing like a hard right hand on him. Yeah. And I could tell like he was like hurt. Ooh. And then he tries to like go hard. Now he's going like, okay.
Oh, now he turns it up a little bit more.
And now we're turning it up. And after that, like I was just like, man, I feel like I could spar, you know, with with the best. You know, this is, bro, I was nowhere near how talented I am now. You feel me? So like that was what like got the confidence going. And then I want to say like, I got first amateur fights, and my first amateur fight was crazy. I stopped the dude, but my cousin was just like, Rob, like, let your hands go. Like, you just got out of jail. You know, like they just freed you, you know? But it was in Frisco, too. My twin brother, he got me ready for it, you know, like, meditated. And I felt really, like, focused and just ready for that fight. And, it was been good ever since then, you know, fighting. I fought a lot. I did get injured for a little bit. Yeah. Tore like something in my foot, a ligament.
Oh, really?
The plantar, the fascia. I was sprinting, early morning, not the right shoe. My foot was fucking up, and I was ignoring it. Yeah. And then, but anyways, it got better, and then I ended up, I had a lot of good fights. I dropped some people, you know, a lot of good learning moments too. You know, it's not always good. You know, so you gotta just, you know, adapt and learn. Yeah. But I was able to adapt. I was able to spar hard, and I won they had like the Northern California, the Golden Gloves, and the California Golden Gloves. Like I won, I won those for my division, and I only had I believe I stopped at like 12 fights. 12 fights.
Really?
I was like 11-1. I lost one fight, and I stopped.
In your amateur?
In my amateur, yeah. Okay. So then that's one of the places I would spar at was Benjamin's Boxing. Oh, okay. And I always liked the gym. Like I liked Coach Ali, a lot of the fighters, Johnny, Juan, like they were my boys. So I would spar there, and I seen Paige there. Oh, okay. So this is where it's crazy because like a lot of people don't know, but like I had seen Paige when I was locked up, like on he was my cellie, no. Yeah.
I was gonna ask that question. Was he your cellie?
No. Imagine me and Paige doing mitts in there.
Yeah. Oh, bro, that's crazy.
Yeah. Nah, but they have to pay for that. Nah, but we, I seen an article. I was in fire camp. I had a phone, and I'm looking up boxing gyms. To go to, and finally I seen like an article on James Page. Said Lions Den Boxing. And I was like, man, that's in Pittsburgh. That's kind of far from like San Jose. So I was like, but I was like, it was interesting. Like I seen like, you know, what he'd been through, similar, you know, ex-world champ. And I was like, man, I remember having the thought like, this would be dope as fuck to work with him. Yeah, you know, and I'm locked up.
Crazy, brother.
We're in the back of our CCV, and I'm on my phone. And I'm just like, man, this would be dope as fuck, you know? But I'm like, all right. Anyways, right. And then, but I get out, train with my brother. And then finally, time goes by, and I go spar at Benjamin's Boxing, and I see James over there. He's like working with some dude, and then he's cornering them against me. I'm like, this is dope as fuck.
And you recognize him?
Yeah, I recognize him.
You know who he was.
One of my boys had shown me some videos on him. Like I guess they were learning from him too, somewhere else. Yeah. So he was like popping up like sporadically from like friends. I'm like, damn. And then I seen him over there, and then he's cornering against me. And I did good, and finally, he said something that stood out for me, and you know, I kind of live by it. You know, he said, "Take chances, and you'll be surprised what happens." Mm-hmm. You know, so I was like, "Man, that's some real." You know what I mean? Yeah. And I remember I went home, and I was like on Instagram, and that's one of the things I learned. Like even when you're locked up, when you have a phone, like the power of the phone. You know, it's unbelievable. Like, and like I just text him, you know, like, what's up, coach? You trying to get some work? You know, we met earlier, yada, yada. And then he hit me back because, like, oh, what's up, champ? You know, he remembered me seeing you. He's like, you did good. He's like, kept my number down. So then I was like, fuck it, I'm going to just call him. So we talked for a long time, and that was dope. I was just like super amped about it. And I just initially, like, I was with someone else already. And he was just like, I really just wanted, you know, I'd do some mitts and stuff. But I went over there to Benjamin's Boxing, and I was talking to him and Ali, you know, Coach Ali, Paige. You know, I love them both, but we were talking, and they just, you know, gave me the real plan, you know. Like, they were like, bro, you, like, come fuck with us, you know. And I was just kind of like, damn, like, everything in my heart was saying, like, yeah, this is where I gotta be. You know, I love my twin brother. And like we have our thing, you know, but I feel like, you know, it was a good time. And I told my twin brother, I was like, yo, bro, I'm gonna go probably train with James and Ali. What you think about that? And he was like, yeah, bro. He's like, I think that'd be good. I think it'd be good for both of us.
He gave you the blessing.
Yeah, you know? He's like, you got to take that, you know? And I was like, yeah, all right. I mean, if he would have said no, I probably would have been like...
yeah. But,
but it was
respectfully, you still have to talk to him.
Yeah.
Right? That's your bro.
And then so I went and we trained, and just doing mitts with Paige for the first time was like different. Like I hadn't done mitts with someone like that. You could just see like he was a real world champ.
Gotcha.
Like you could see he had the eye, the mindset, you know? And I don't know, it was good. And then Ali, definitely working with him. It was just a great fit. Both really skilled individuals, and they're both hungry to like win. And you know, we had set up. I'm like, we gonna have another amateur fight? He's like, no, we're gonna go pro right away, right? So I was like, I just felt like, you know, I feel like I would have had like at least 20 fights or something amateur, but I got injured for like a year. So I was just like, man, this is a sign from God. Like, you know, like you got to do it while you can, you know? Yeah. So I felt good. And I got with them. We had that first fight in San Luis, Rio Grande, Mexico. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was like an hour from Mexicali somewhere.
Yeah.
I guess I have family over there too from my dad, yeah.
Really?
My dad's side of the family, they're all from Mexicali. But yeah, so we went over there, and it just, you know, I manifested that too, man. Thank God. Like, you know, that's one of the things I prayed on, like, you know, it's wild. Like I really prayed on like that fight, and then like I really manifested like the feeling of my first fight. When I was locked up, when I had a lot of time to do still too, I was just, that feeling of how it was gonna feel to like win and fight under the lights. And it was just like I envisioned it in there, you know? And it went good. I landed a good punch. And like in Mexico, people get it twisted. Like they say, like, oh, they're all like taxi cab drivers. Yeah, there is some, but there's some Uber drivers. You know, there's some. They got legit, bro. They got some legit. You know, you give them some confidence, they gonna try to take it. That's right. They gonna get a little more. You know, so like, you still got to bring it. And if you're in shape and you train how you're supposed to, you know, like I have this. I'm big with the sports psychology. And one of my guys right now is Andre Chapman. But I had this other sports psychologist, but he had said a saying, and it was he probably had read it somewhere, but if you your opponent is just a reflection to see if you did what you said you were gonna do, you know. So like I just believe like once you're in shape, if you train like you're supposed to, you know, it's really like you versus you in there. You gotta, you know. So if you really, and that's how it was. Like you're supposed to do good if you train hard and you're in shape and you have the mindset, you know. So I was able to like do what I had to do, land like a good right punch. And I remember just feeling it. It was just like once I hit, I was like I didn't even have to look. I knew it was as clean as. So
I gotta ask you a question, brother. When you're walking into the ring, you ever hear the documentary with Mike Tyson, like all the thoughts that are going through his head, and how he's psyching himself up? What goes on through your head when you're walking down that tunnel, you're about to enter the ring, and then you see him for the first time in the box? What's going in your brain, bro? Like what are you telling yourself?
Yeah, so like at that point, I'm already like I had like a lot of mental preparation already, but definitely like the fight starts before the fight. You know what I mean? Right. And I'm a firm believer in that, and that's why I like to preach. Like you have to understand like shit ain't gonna be perfect. You know, you might fucking like this last fight. I forgot my shoes. I had, so I had some other ones in my trunk. But little things are gonna happen. Right. Yeah. You just have to be like, it's good. It's good. Yeah. Whatever it is, you know. Whatever happens, happens. Yeah. You know, it's meant to be. Damn, my legs feel heavy. Fuck it. I'm gonna do great with these heavy legs then. Yeah. You know, you gotta do the best. You can't fucking get in your head and like, you know, making excuses. Yeah, that's the easy way out. And that's not real. That's not God. You know, so like that self-sabotaging shit is real. So like that's where the mindset is like, all that complaining, all the shit that doesn't serve you, and all the shit that like I feel like jail kind of helped me with. Man, it makes the mindset like that much superior, you know. And it starts in training. And like my sports psychologist, my mindset coach, Andre, he'd be like, before I want to feel that confident feeling. And like my first fight, I felt that shit. Like I felt great. Like before the fight, I was like, Like my wife, like my wife came, and I even walked up to them and I gave her a kiss. I'm like, this is my show right now. You know, I felt good, I felt focused, and like it. When I got in the ring, it felt normal. You know. But you want that adrenaline. You want that. That's your body letting you know it's time to fight.
Yeah.
So obviously, you know, but it's the mind that you gotta like kind of weather and shut up. You know. So like sometimes like there's just little things you can't play the games. You know, like one of the other fights, I seen my opponent in Mexico, and this motherfucker. He had like a fresh ass haircut and hella family.
Yeah.
And I remember I'm like, damn, he thinks he's gonna do something.
Yeah.
But I'm like, bruh, shut up. Like, of course he does. He's a fighter. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's what you fighting. Like, this is.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah, you gotta like want him to do something. You feel me? Like that's.
Well, it goes to what you were saying. Is like you guys are both the mirror for each other.
Yeah.
And you're just testing out. Did you do what you said you were gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. So and that's what it boils down to. So like, I remember like in that fight, I'm like, I want to feel like the first fight, but it ain't gonna always be like that, you know. And in that fight, I remember I was like thinking a little bit, and then when I got in the ring, like while I was, like I feel like when you're in the ring, you just have to accept that even if you're scared shitless, you're gonna know what to do, and that's what I believe. Like that's how you're trained for this. Your confidence comes from your training.
Yeah,
it's not like some magical feeling.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I know what I gotta do. I train for this. I'm trained. I'm ready to fight. I just have to go do it. You know what I mean? And so like in that fight, I was able to get within it and do what I had to do. But it wasn't until like I was in the ring. You know, so you never want to get too ahead of the moment. Yeah. Just kind of like stay out of the head and just like
roll with the punches.
Yeah, roll exactly. My grandpa would say, roll with the punches.
Yeah.
And that shit, you know, you gotta be sharp. You know, and I feel like that brings the best out of me. But just being able to like, you know, like have fun, stay on point. You know, because anyone could get
absolutely.
Anyone could get touched.
It could be that one that one that just snuck in there and got you, bro.
Anyone could get touched.
Anyone.
But really, like in those situations, I feel like Paige and Ali, a lot of their preparation kind of it's more than boxing. You know, it's the mindset. You know, and I feel like Paige really
chess, not checkers.
Yeah, he puts that mentality in me. Like yo, man, you like they got two hands too. You know, like a big thing with him is like so feeling good, feeling like being like he'll be like, bro, you're supposed to be happy right now. What you doing? Training for a fight. And I'll be like, maybe I trained like 4 to 6 hours the day before or all week and it's Friday and I'm like not feeling too good. But it's not that you're supposed to be. It's just like this sport demands that type of winning energy, you know? So you got to really dig deep and like feel like, fuck, like,
that's where the difference between motivation and discipline comes to play, right?
Yes.
Motivation is not gonna carry you through those days. Discipline is.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And it's not quitting and just staying on it, you know? And like it's definitely like with those little things, like I said, like that energy, being able to understand like you have to create that shit when it's not there. You know? It's not just gonna come. You have to. You know, like I believe like winning is a choice. That's what I try to say. Like I always say that before my sparrings, anything. So you have to decide before, like, you know, fuck everybody else. This is what you're doing this for you. Yeah. You gotta, you know, dog this dude out. Yeah. You gotta, you know, he's just another body. You know, like he's a fighter like you, and that's what Paige helps him with because he understands like. Ideally, like my story is not like the average, you know what I mean?
Right.
I didn't come up the traditional way, you know, there's no linear path. Like my shit was like a treacherous little slope, you know? Yeah. So like I really have to dive into a different mindset as well. Like, you know, and that go, you know, sometimes it's hard. I gotta dig deep, but I know like I definitely, I have the switch. And like I feel like that's when me and Paige work good with each other because
right on, bro.
I understand like how he's coming with it. He talks to me like a grown ass man, you know, like I'm not a little kid. So like he definitely, you know, lets me know like this shit ain't no game and this shit ain't civilized, you know.
No,
and I'm sure it helps that you guys have similar stories so that he can speak your language.
Yeah,
right. He's been through similar.
I feel like it does a lot. Like you know, he talks to like a lot of people a certain way, and he'll be like, no disrespect, you know. But with me, I'm like, he knows, like he's just gonna say it.
Keep
like,
it real, bro. Keep it real.
He ain't gonna,
So how do now going through all of this, you've grown as a man. How do you define success nowadays?
nowadays, I would say initially it used to be like I said, like tangible shit, material shit. But when I was arrested and like I didn't know, I seen how quick life could be over. You know what I mean? I started seeing like if I died today, am I happy? You know? So like those kind of questions really made me dig deep and want to be that man. So like if I was in my cell and I didn't wake up, like fuck it, I'm at peace. You know, I'm the man who I want to be. You know, so like I feel like it comes from like you being like integrity. You know, I define success now by, you know, saying what you're gonna do and doing it. You know, being a man of your word. You know, living in integrity. You know, just being authentic and real. It's really that could be hard. You know, sometimes you gotta tell someone that you don't like what they're saying. You know, you gotta stand on your morals. You gotta stand on your values. You know, and that for me, like, obviously I want to be a champion. I want to be, you know, a noble, like, you know, legendary boxer. But at the base of that, you know, I want to be a leader. I want to be a man of strength, inspiration. I feel like that if I could help like a few kids, you know, a few struggling people that got out of prison and they hear this, you know, and they're like, man, I want to go box or something like that, then that's success to me, you know. That's where I'm like,
big time.
That's
And
what
you definitely can, dude. You have a powerful story and you can certainly help a lot of people.
Yeah.
Just by speaking your truth.
Absolutely.
I feel,
So right now you're in the middle. You're still chasing that dream, right?
Yeah.
A new kind of life, right? You got a wife, you got a baby. When's your next fight? Do you have another fight coming up? Do you have a date for it?
Yeah, the next one they're talking about. It's supposed to be February 28th in Colombia.
In Colombia.
Colombia.
Oh, right
Yeah.
on.
Wow, bro.
Yeah, they want to keep me busy, so I'm happy with that. So it's gonna be in Colombia, and then after that we do have a date for April 4th in Union City.
Okay.
That's gonna be the one where, you know, we gotta sell out and, you know, really promote that April 4th fight.
Make sure on both the fights you tag us.
Yeah.
Send us the info.
We'll push as much as
help
possible.
push it, bro.
Yeah, the last one was amazing, you know, fighting locally and stuff.
Yeah.
Meeting all these world champions and stuff. It was dope. And especially my opponent, like we just said, like, you know, like he was better. I think he was undefeated. So he had, you know, he came to win. He came from LA. So just to see him at the weigh-ins and just see him, look him in his eyes, because the eyes give up a lot. Yeah. So sometimes I'm like really soul searching. Yeah. I'm really trying to see what's he built, you know, what's he built like, and like he definitely, like, I could tell right away he was game to fight. Yeah. So I was like, once I could tell, I'm like, all right, there's no point in me even, you know, I'm just like, it's good. Okay. And then the day of the fight, same thing, but you could just see his the more success I had and the more I was able to adapt to him, I could see his face change real quick, you know? Yeah. And then I heard him, I never hit no one in the neck before. Oh. Only my twin brother. But I hit him and I punched him in the neck and he was choking.
Really?
Literally, bro? like I'm surprised. I thought the ref could have stopped it, but regardless, like, I was on him still. It was only 10 seconds before the bell, so he got saved by the bell. But he was like grabbing his neck, choking. So it's probably like a punch to like...
Hey, you probably collapsed it temporarily.
So were you trying to uppercut him?
Yeah, it was an uppercut.
Oh, really?
And I think he just had his neck out.
Bam.
Like I said, that was like a weird... But I mean, I didn't get the knockout, but I mean, I did say I was going to hurt him, and I know I hurt him. So, you know, it was a great experience. And like my coach, you know, the team, our standards are so high, you know, so like...
Absolutely, bro.
Sometimes I got to like... I wasn't happy with it, but I had to, like, you know, front, like, you know, it was...
Yeah.
You know, for the family, the supporters, the fans, everyone that came out, you know, they had a great time. But at the end of the day, I was just like, ooh. Like, you know, I know I could do a lot better, you know? So, and that's what it is. Like, every fight, we're trying to, like, just improve on a lot to the point where, you know, we have a lot of fights this year. So we just want to keep building that strong record. So
How do you balance that feeling of, because I get it, and we heard it similarly from James, and we've had other people where like, you know you can do better. You want to push harder, but you can't live in just that. You have to have a balance of being able to celebrate the small wins.
Yeah.
And because otherwise you just fall into the darkness, and you have to have that balance. How do you do it?
So like I've been working a lot on that actually, but it comes with like approval, right? Like in that sense, I want to do this. It's like an expectation, but not giving your power away to it, you know? Understanding like that I don't need, like, my salvation is right now. It's with everything that's happening, you know? It's the process of it, you know? That's the beauty in it, you know? I'm out here not just on some like satisfied stuff, like, oh, I'm free, I made it. Nah, but on some like really enjoying, like, it's just, we're so, like, the human beings, we're so futuristic, like, you know, our goals that we need to do this to feel that, but fuck that, like, you could feel that shit right now. Yeah. Like, before my fights, like, I choose to feel like a winner already. I choose it already, you know? So, like, even before I'm in the dressing room, I feel like I won. But you really, I think just balance it with that gratitude is definitely important, and just, like, slowing it down and being like, bro, you good. Like, even my wife, like, she motivates me, like, she'll be like, go fight. That's what you love doing, you know, like, go fight. And she's definitely not easy on me. Like,
nice.
She lets it know, like, I'm like, damn, what if this happens? She's like, well, it's part of the game, right? You know, like, she lets me know like that, you know? Yeah. But yeah, it just takes me to, like, I feel like gratitude and reflection. If you reflect on, like, the past, it makes the, like, what you want to do a lot more powerful, really, yeah.
So we ask this question a lot, bro, all right? I want you to look into this camera. I want you to talk to yourself 10 years from now, right? So 10 years from now, you're going to go very far in your boxing, whatever career you decide to stick to, right? What do you plan on telling yourself 10 years from now? So 10 years later, we're going to hit you up and we're going to play this to you, bro.
You're sending yourself a message in the future.
You're sending yourself a message in the future, exactly.
Can I tell my daughter something first?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
No, I just want to say, your daddy loves you. My daughter's the cutest. She has her fist like clenched last night.
Yeah.
And my wife's like, why are your hands like that? She's like, I'm a puncher like daddy. Right? But you're gonna be something amazing. You're gonna be everything you want to be. But we know you want to be an Olympic gold medalist, gymnastic star, and I'm gonna be there the whole way. I promise. I love you. And to my younger self. Could he, any age or?
No, so you're going to talk to yourself 10 years from now.
From now.
Yeah.
You're talking to your future self.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I ain't met you yet, bro. I would just say, you know, enjoy the process, bro. Like, you know, like, don't move too fast. You know, like, you doing so. I'm talking to my future self. So he's already where I want to be.
Yeah, so you're what do you think? So talk to him about the things you've already accomplished,
I got you.
where you are, where you hope you have reached by then.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Bro, you better be kicking ass still.
There you go. There you go.
You better be still undefeated, and if not, you better have knocked out some undefeated fighters and fought the best and did amazing, you know? Just know, like, I'm gonna continue on the path from the past, present, and the future. I'm gonna make sure that, you know, I stay down, keep my head up, stay with my family. I'm gonna raise our daughter like a superstar. I'm gonna give my wife all the love and attention she needs, you know, and be the real family man my grandma needs, you know. Really just I look forward to all the great opportunities, you know, all the doors from them being closed to all the wide open doors we got now. I look forward to taking all the opportunities, you know, being able to connect with millions of people, you know, whether it's fighting, speaking, you know, other platforms, you know, and just influence and inspire others, you know, because we all got a story to tell, but the truth is that no one's gonna tell it for you. So like my goal is to keep telling my story, whether it's verbally, whether it's in my fight, you know, expressing myself, manifesting who I am in the ring, and just to the point where we could, when I get there, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Respect, brother. Respect, man.
Bro. Yeah. Damn. That's why I never answered that question before.
Yeah, that's why we like. That's why we like it,
That was
bro.
tricky.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, like a lot of people. I don't know. I don't want to say a lot of people, but most people, man, like they don't. We don't plan ahead like that.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of live, which is not bad, but some people are just hoping. But I really feel like, from my point of view, like you have to set expectations,
Yeah.
marks that you want to hit, right? Because if you don't, then we're not really living in our purpose.
Yeah.
At least that's the way
and
I
you
look
said
at
it earlier, right? It's like you first have to think about it, and then you make it happen.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't have
it happens twice.
it happens twice. And if you can't see it, that means you don't have clarity.
Yeah.
So you don't know where you're going. So you can't make what you can't see.
No, true.
Right.
I feel like that's interesting too, because you're like, it's not the 10-year, it's not me in the future talking to me right now.
Yeah.
As I'm talking to him, like, telling him, like, this is what I gotta do.
Yeah.
For sure.
And he's like, you know, he knows if I did it or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, you're gonna see a champion, bro.
There you go.
What 10 years from now, when you're this super famous guy, we're gonna tag you on this and be like, hey, you did it.
Remember, bro, you did
Remember?
it. You said it.
Shit.
You believed it, baby. Let's go.
I'm with you guys too, man. I already know it's gonna blow. It's gonna keep on blowing up.
Thank you.
You know?
Yeah, man.
I'm grateful. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
for real.
absolutely, bro. You have a beautiful story, man. You know, you know, a lot of guys would have quit.
Yeah.
A lot of guys did quit, right?
Yeah.
A lot of guys weren't blessed to have met a beautiful soul. You know what I mean? And I say what we say, but I'm not the man I am today without my partner, right? And probably vice versa with you guys, right? You're not the same man without your partner. And I think God blessed us, like him with his wife, to have these beautiful partners that make us even stronger. And the truth is, we're standing on their shoulders, and they're giving us the opportunity to see far and reach far and go for those dreams, and they're carrying us every part of the way. So I tell people all the time, like, I can't do what I do without her. You know? So you not quitting, you staying positive, bro. You giving back, reaching for your dreams, man. I want to give you your flowers for that, for not quitting, bro, and changing your life. You know, being a father to your daughter, being the type of father you needed for yourself, but breaking that cycle and saying it's gonna stop here. We're gonna do something different, right? And you're gonna raise a beautiful, young, strong, hard working woman, respectful to herself. And you're gonna give her the opportunity to chase every dream that she imagines. You know, giving your flowers, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Great job,
Appreciate
man.
that.
Great job. Absolutely.
You're
It's a blessing.
the epitome of your actions don't define you. So you can.
That's right.
One moment in time doesn't define you.
Yeah, and that
You can change. You can become who you dream you want to be.
Right.
And you know, there's bad things that you can do in life. It doesn't make you a bad person.
Yeah.
that's true. That's kind of why I go by like the real banditos. You know,
Yeah.
it's what they
You own
gave.
it.
It's what
You're
they
owning
gave
your
me.
past
Yeah.
because you can't hide from it.
Yeah, and even like if you look at our culture, you know, like the Mexican culture, like bandito was like a derogative term. You know,
Right.
Zapata, they called him a bandito, and he was just trying to give back to the people. They're taking our land, you know. So like at the end of the day, like when I learned about that, I was like, yeah, this is the identity. This is resistance in the right way, you know. And like you said, like they could call me a bandito, but you know, I'm gonna take the power back and transmute that shit. Cause I'm gonna make, when you think of bandito, you're gonna think of Rob, you know, throwing some powerful shots and you know, putting on a performance. That's what I'm trying to do.
Robbing from the rich and giving to the poor, baby.
Hey, no, yeah, for real. Yeah, hey, for real.
Well, thank you.
Hey, real quick though, how can people find you? How can people find you? How can people start following you? How can we get people to start really paying attention and getting more fans to Rob, man? What he's doing, his fighting, supporting him, going out to his events and watching him fight. How can they find you, brother?
So you guys can follow me at The Real Banditos on Instagram with an S at the end. And also, just Benjamin's Boxing. That's my gym I train out of with Coach Ali and James Page. You know, if anyone, if y'all want to set up sparring too, we could definitely set that up. But also we have a fight in Union City on April 4th. You know, I really want everyone, if you're from the Bay Area, and if you're from California, you know, whatever ethnicity, whatever race you are, you know, I'm for people getting the most out of their life. And like, you know, I'm just here to express who I am in the ring and hopefully inspire y'all.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
You guys know what time it is. Follow, like, and subscribe. Make sure you leave us a comment. This is Danny, Angel, and this is the Roots of Ambition. Burn the ships!
Burn the ships! Yeah! Thank you, brother. Great job,
Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, we have an
amazing story. We have a few more questions for you.
Okay.
It's a lightning round, so you're going to answer them by yourself.
Your
Yeah.
wife sent us all kinds of embarrassing questions about it. I'm just joking.
He was like, oh, hell no.
I knew
What's she saying, bro?
I knew she was.
This is the roots of ambition. Yeah.